All right, buddy. Welcome to Arsenal Fan Circle, the Thursday night forum. And Lawrence was asking, is Tony going to be on tonight? Tony is the enigma, Lawrence. We never know what we're going to get from Tony.
I know.
We never know what kind of attendance we're going to get from Tony.
Or free roll.
Whenever I left the Fundamentals podcast, he was still insisting that Arsenal playing top in the back three.
He continues with, tonight is a perfect night for Tony. It's a hot take.
Never turns up for training, ever. It's one of them.
He turns out on the match day and he's ready to go, Stan. Doesn't need to train at all. He's got it all. Tony's got it all, But listen, tonight is we're gonna throw a little segment in called Hot Take Thursday. So Tony, if you're listening, you're gonna be perfect for this show. Hot Take Tony. He does that every week anyway, Lawrence,
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
yeah, exactly.
Huh? What, Lawrence?
I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah. All right, Alonso. Arsenal have had a magnificent February.
Yeah, they have, and they beat some good teams as well in that run. So yeah, they've done pretty well for themselves. I think Kai Havertz has kind of slowly turned it around.
Slowly.
Pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, I think he knows his part now. Yeah. I think he's playing with a lot of confidence, and defensively we're looking pretty good. I think we did the late goal on Saturday. So, but yeah, I mean, we're looking pretty good. I think everyone now knows our role. Then what the rest is Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus is good for me.
Yeah, we're gonna get into some of that stuff, Stan. We've had a good February, right? 3-1 win against Liverpool, which was crucial. 5 points behind Liverpool at the time, beginning of February. We rolled into February with a win over Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest.
I mean, what sorcery went on in Dubai? That's what I want to know. Because before they went to Dubai, it was really shaky, some of our performances. We weren't really getting any goals. Players, were underperforming and looking tired. And they go off to Dubai. No idea what went down in Dubai. So probably like Vegas, what happens in Dubai stays in Dubai. And they just come back totally revitalized and, hit in the back of the net. Only the little blimp in Porto. And for me, I remember saying this on X, as we now call it, and maybe on this broadcast as well, that I felt that what happened with Porto away wasn't so much maybe a loss of form or a dip in form. I think the performances after Porto go to reinforce somewhat that I think that they got caught up with the occasion. Last 16, I know some of these people are internationals, but what it means to the club, not been at this stage for a while, away at Porto, I think some of these players were overawed by the occasion. They played the occasion, maybe not the game. Hence as well, Declan Rice getting booked so early on in the game. And then the next performance after that, we start hammering goals in again. It's like business as usual. So I'm hoping that, obviously when Porto come back to ours, we can claw back the deficit.
Yeah, that Porto one was, when we lost in the last seconds of the game. But that Porto result notwithstanding, Lawrence, it was a good February, right? I stuck it in, Stan. Stuck it in.
And I was just getting one in as well. I was working on it.
But Lawrence, what do you think of that February that we just had? He's frozen. Oh, you're not frozen. Okay. Lawrence, can you hear us?
No, I mean, you're cutting in and out. I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me?
Oh, you said that about moving your lips.
Oh, my ventriloquist. I'm the Roger de Courcy.
Coin it in. You get a puppet.
Go back out. Go back out and come back in. See if the connection will. Can you hear me now?
Lord Charles.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right.
What was that you were saying?
What'd you think of that February, Lawrence? What we had?
Well, apart from Porto, it's been very good.
Yeah.
You know, like I told you on the last podcast, we should have got a few more goals against Newcastle so that we could boost our goal difference, because I think the title's going to be decided on that. But I'm looking forward to the March now. Really don't like us playing on a Monday. You know, I prefer if we were playing on the same day and time as the other two title contenders. So I'm a bit concerned about Monday. But yeah, as I said, it's looking good. Unfortunately, the Chelsea game's been called off because they're still in the FA Cup. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this month, especially Man City at the end of the month.
Yeah. And look, we're disappointed that we're not going to get that Chelsea game in before Man City. There's a couple of things that might be looking on the bright side here about that. We will have an extra game after the Man City for the run-in. An extra game for maneuverability if we need that. And also Liverpool, City, and Chelsea, they all have to reschedule those games for that FA Cup weekend. So our fixture is going to get affected, but so too will Liverpool.
Will we have a game in hand at some point?
No.
Oh.
Sorry. Because on that weekend, Chelsea are playing, will get postponed. City and Liverpool will also be playing. They're still participating in the FA Cup. So there will be no games in hand, but the one thing, Stan, which will be good, and I know that Lawrence is worried about that Sheffield United game, but we will play the Sheffield United game on Monday after both those teams play. But then we will have an opportunity on the Saturday to play Brentford ahead of the big clash where they face each other at Anfield on Sunday. So we'll have an opportunity to get 6 points whilst they're not playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So it'll be important, obviously, Lawrence and Alonso to win at Sheffield United and then follow that up with another win against Brentford at home. Brentford being one of those teams struggling, starting to drop closer to the basement now. They've lost a few points against West Ham recently as well. So, Alonso, what do you think of the upcoming games? Then Liverpool are going to play, Man City are going to play, and then Arsenal will have to face Sheffield United on Monday, knowing as they have done in previous weeks.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, then. Knowing that they will have to win at Sheffield United.
Yeah, I mean, this is a Premier League, and any weaker side can come out looking like City or Liverpool, because they need to win too desperately. So it depends on what the team are up for it. I know that right now they're riding high and continuing to play well. It depends on whether or not we get our injured players or players that haven't played much. If they get some playing time, all this is important. I think sometime at this point, Arteta's going to have to play his weaker sides and see if anyone from the bench can start scoring goals and being useful, because this point of the year, this time, injuries can happen. Unfortunately for us, we're getting injured players coming back from injury or from other tournaments. So, yeah, every player should be playing. I know Ramsdale is going to play against Brentford, so hopefully he's up for that as well. So, I think hopefully Arteta, starting 11 and the bench will be ready for not this game coming up, but future games as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen, we'll get one more round in here with Gary of comments. Gary, welcome to the show. And
Gary,
what was that February like for you, Gary?
Hello. Yes. Welcome to the. Thank you for having me, Ray.
Lonzo. Oh, Lawrence just left. I guess did I scare him?
No,
And,
he's on the threshold. He's in and out. He's in and out.
and Stan and
He's in
everybody
and
in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. So February for me
Started
is.
off with a Liverpool win, Gary.
Okay. All right. You want me to tell you what February was, or
I was
you want
just
to tell me?
you were struggling, so I just
Oh,
wanted
was
to
it?
remind you.
Well, I was coming straight in, isn't he? Jesus, coming
That
charging
was
in.
two. Yeah, that
Wow,
was 2-footed. 2-footed.
wasn't it? That's like Matthew Firmini, wasn't it? Straight in.
Chopper Howell.
All right. No, I was gonna say the February for me, that Porto game was one of those for me that Arteta likes to learn. He likes to learn the hard way.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because we going into that match, I think I don't know about you guys, but for me it was the same as any other European game that we have. That's like all right, this is a high pressure one. Let's see if we can come out here and actually continue what we did elsewhere. If you see how our league play was, expected us to kind of come in there with that same confidence, right? And we played the way we played in the Champions League group stage. You expect that to kind of roll over as well, and it didn't. It's like we have to learn a second time. We can't just do things the first time. It's once in a while you don't have to learn the hard way. You can just, the team came out not confident with from what they were playing, as far as I was concerned. So I always feel like we always have to go through things twice. When once in a while I like to just go through the first time, right? So like we've always had to learn from our previous missteps, right? Top four, winning the league, now coming out the gates. So that's my thing. We've had in the league. We've been really confident there, and I don't understand why the Porto game looked the way it did. Because the same team, we played the same way we did there. We should have been okay, but didn't happen. So I guess I'm a little downer there with that.
Yeah.
Because I just felt like we could have had a perfect February. We didn't have to go through the learning pains.
Yeah.
Right. I think we're a good enough team. We could have gone a whole month without losing a match. The way we've been playing,
Absolutely.
and the way we looked, it just didn't seem right to me. So that's I guess I'm being negative, but that's what I feel about it. I want us to, build on the next game. I always say don't take. We have not, which has been really good, taken anything from the previous game and not either build on it or, dip from there. We've continued, and that's all been in the league. So no matter what happens, everybody thought Newcastle would be a struggle. We showed up and Newcastle kind of disappeared, right? So we need to continue to do that. And then when we play Porto again, just blow them away.
Yeah, and we confirmed that Porto was maybe an anomaly within the month of February. So let's get into a few comments here, get caught up. Canterbury Gunner, ready. Greetings, gents. Hope you're all well. We're approaching the business end of the season. It's the landing that matters, definitely. And now these last 2 months are going to be key. What's up, AFCC? Hello, panel and chat. Cannot believe after Monday's win, Tuesday I start the journey across the pond. Nice one, Moss. We get a win on Monday, and you're headed over on Tuesday to see the Arsenal. Lawrence, I think, is upright. Yeah, Lawrence says, there you are.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm having problems with my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's probably your signal.
Hopefully this works.
Yep. Think that with that break, they need another cheeky Dubai trip. Yeah, tan up, Benny, and be ready for a busy April. So the more bronze that Ben is, the stronger Arsenal will become. Right?
Let's hope so.
As good as barometer as anything, Gary. Morning from Tiger and Gooner, all the way from Australia. Good to have you here. Evening, morning. Salt Bay sauce, that's what they've been using over there at Dubai. Mr. Arteta is going to go get himself some more, protein. Morning, peeps, from a stupid o'clock time here in the UK. Hawkwind, welcome to the show. The ref for Porto was a disgrace. Hopefully we get a decent one. Porto was a mismanaged game where we were complacent with the opposition. yeah, we probably took it for granted a little bit. And European competition, you cannot do that.
There's nothing Porto
There's a lot
did.
of factors.
There is nothing Porto did that we have not seen before. There's nothing
The
Porto
occasion.
did that Arteta has not
Yeah.
been part of, has not seen, from the way that they played to whatever pressure was on the game. All of it. He's experienced all of it. He's seen it. Like, you can pick it, like the Burnley game. They went out there. We've seen that in the past, right? The Newcastle game, we've seen that. So, like, for me, nothing that we saw in that Porto game isn't something they've experienced before.
We're gonna have to be a bit clever in the return game though as well, because they are going to try the same tactics again. You know, every time you breathe on them, they're going to fall down, and the ref needs to be a bit stronger. I wouldn't quite fancy a night out in Sheffield, says Canterbury. Maybe a Liverpool draw, banged up a bit. We've been waiting for that, and no team is going to go through the season. None of these three teams are going to go the rest of the season with wins. You know, we have to maintain our killer instincts, says BX. Start Kai, bring Jesus on from Monday. Same start. Kivior, bring Zini and Tomiyasu on. Yeah. Lawrence is having some. There you go. You're back, Lawrence. Zinchenko. Bit harsh, Alonso. What do you mean hasn't been hard? Been easy pickings. Been easy, Gary, and just need that big Champions League win. Second leg. No worries. I will be there. I think Gary's leaning into the Champions League game a little bit in his view of February. Is that fair, Gary?
I guess I don't know what that means.
I think Moss feels like the league games have been pretty easy. I mean, we had to overcome Liverpool.
I don't think easy is. I think the scoreline might make it look easy, but I don't think it were easy. I mean,
Yeah.
If everybody could everybody do that, be teams 6 and 5 and 4. You know, goals like 25 goals in a month.
Pretty impressive.
I don't think any of that is easy. I think it does take no.
BX Gunner says we can win the league. There, I said it. I said it back in week 15, but then I went quiet. I went quiet for the last 6 or 7 weeks. But I'm feeling a bit more confident again. You know what I mean? We had a bit of a wobble there after Christmas. Boise, good morning.
Can I respond to Gary? What he just said. With due respect, Gary, the teams we played in February, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Burnley, Newcastle, those are teams you expect to score those number of goals.
If you're a very good team, right, Lawrence? If you're a very good team.
Yeah, which is what we are.
No, did City and Liverpool do that? Because, I mean, that's why I'm saying, like, not everybody's doing that. So it's not – we make it look easy, but I don't think it's easy. I think it takes a lot of – we've been trying to get to this point. This just wasn't easy to get here. All right? And nobody's doing it. All right? No, who else is doing it? All right? So I think it's hard. If it was easy, I think everybody would do it, and I don't think that's the case. We're playing really good football, all right? We're working hard. We've been working hard to get there, at least the team has.
Listen,
So that's why I'm trying to say this. I don't know. It's just the 25-2 or whatever it is, 25-3 in terms of goals for and against.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing that, right? We removed a double-digit goal difference or something like that. Yeah. So.
Be careful, Gary. I'll set Tony on you.
He knows better. He knows better. He might make you laugh, but man,
there goes Alonso.
Don't come here. Don't come here.
There goes Alonso, Stan, but we won't go there. Look, Gary, you're right.
For a quick nibble.
What's Stan?
I believe that Alonso has just left us for a quick nibble.
A quick nibble. He saw something that was quite tempting.
Stan, you're nasty, man. You're a nasty old man. That's all I gotta say for everybody knows when I say Stan's nasty, they know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's a dirty old
That's
man.
why. Yeah.
You're a bad
private
man,
chat-
Stan.
private chat was lit for there.
You're a bad man. So your hot take about Alonso, Stan, is
He is hot take.
He's gone for a nibble. That's all.
he likes it little.
On a serious note, though, looking
Yeah.
at Sheffield Wednesday, for me, I know that you can have freak upsets.
Sheffield United.
You can have freak upsets and stuff like that. But for me, if we lose to Sheffield United, the only way that happens is because we balls it up. We're a better team than them, man for man. We've got a better coaching system. I'm not trying to be arrogant about it, but it's almost like a Ferrari racing a Fiat. There should only be one winner unless you've got a terrible driver or you have car trouble. On paper, it shouldn't be. It's a no-brainer. And to make it even to caveat that even more, you have to remember that the last time that we played them, our fourth string striker got a hat trick. Because Eddie's fourth string, right? He's behind Trossard, he's behind Havertz, and he's behind Jesus, and he got a hat trick. They should be bricking themselves at every time Arsenal's name is mentioned. They should have flashbacks and we smashed them. Yeah. They must be thinking, oh no, they've got nothing going for them. And I don't mean that in a nasty way, but they're not coming off of the back of great results. And now they're looking at the calendar and they're going up against a team that smashed them 5. It's going to be like, that's the last thing that they probably need. So as long as we do everything right and we all do our jobs, and I'm talking about the players on the day, it shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem. And if we lose that game, it's because it's going to be down to something that we did. We shot ourselves in the foot somehow.
Yeah, 100%.
I expect at least 5 goals on Monday. If we don't win by 5 goals or more, then I'm going to have a problem with us, because Sheffield United are dead. I mean, if anyone saw their games against Brighton and Aston Villa, they just caved in. So if sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
No, listen, I agree with what both you and Gary are saying. Gary's saying the way we're playing, we should be winning this game 5-0 because we've been playing superbly throughout the month of February in the league. And you're saying, rightly so as well, Lawrence, that a team of Arsenal's caliber, the way we've been playing, we should beat a team like Sheffield United 4 and 5 at least, But look how far we've come now. We were expecting to clean the floor with these teams in the lower reaches of the division. And 5 or 6 years ago, we may struggle with some of these teams, So it's all good, 6 wins in a row. And then so Gary was saying,
it's not a case where, like you play like a United and you do them 5-0. And you played really well, but you know that you don't beat them 5-0 every time. And in the next game, the team talk to Man United will be, let's pay them back for the last time. We're equal to them. We can win a game against them. It's a different story with Sheffield United. If you're the manager, you're going to say to the team, can we try and keep it respectable?
Keep it tight.
Yeah. Let's try and keep it respectable. Let's not get into like cricket scores here, please.
Yeah. This is possibly I think Derby County was one of the worst teams in the Premier League, and potentially Sheffield United could be along the same lines as Derby County in terms of their performance within the Premier League season. BX kind of said the ref took away our ability to play our game, especially with anything physical going against us. That was Porto. We've been scoring and making it easy, basically always make chances, but now getting some finishing. So, until Arsenal do it, we're never going to be 100% sure that Arsenal are going to do it, but the signs are there this season. City is only scraping with a 1-0 win against Bournemouth with their goal machine up front. And Haaland scored 5 goals, I think, in the FA Cup recently as well. So, We can never,
Rude, isn't it?
Gary. Huh?
And I said, that's just rude, isn't it? 5 goals. It's just that rude.
And
It's
probably, I
obscene.
think, was De Bruyne the assistant in all of those goals? Because like they said, that tandem was on fire. Admittedly, it's who did they beat? First Luton Town, wasn't it? Yeah. So Gary, we have to take it. We have to take it that Man City are going to go on this run, and we have to take it that we have to still be foot perfect here. Right?
Yep, that's the goal, to win every game we play. So
Okay.
Next one coming up, Sheffield United. That's all. I mean, yeah, as long as we take it one game by game, we try to win each game, we'll be fine. I mean, we've got, and every day there's another person who seems closer and closer to being part of the squad. So, this is happening at a good time, but at a bad time. There's not that many games until that we're gonna have 3 weeks off. So, it's gonna be. It's not
This
like
Chelsea game. This Chelsea game getting postponed is a little bit of a bugbear, in my opinion. But try to take the positives from it. Alonso on the late night cafe show, and he just went for a muffin or something.
Yeah, muffin. That's what they call it.
Eddie scores not only a hat trick, but very, very good individual goals.
Think about it. If Eddie, as you said, if Eddie scored a hat trick, and he's not even allowed, he can't even. We don't have minutes to give him anymore, right? We don't have minutes to give him. It's either Havertz or Trossard, and if Jesus was on the bench, that's even less of a chance. He might not even get a shirt. You know what I mean?
So here's the question, right? You just made me think of something there, Gary. Right? Do we then, when we play them on Monday, we've had a lot of rest in between this time, right? Are we confident, and maybe we start Eddie again just to give players extra rest, or should we be going in there with the strongest team possible? Do you see what I'm getting at? Is this a team where we can relax a little bit and play others? For me, no. I think there's too much at stake. I'd rather we go in there with everything that we've got, and if we're freeing up at half time, then we've got plenty of time to make changes and take key people out. Yep. What do you think?
I'm with you, and yeah, this should be where you make maybe 2 substitutions at halftime as opposed to 1. You know what I mean? Like no. We're not even gonna let you. Your crowd will be leaving at halftime too. That's basically how this needs.
You know what I mean? You told the players the plan. You told the players the plan. Listen, the plan is we're going to get to 2-3-0 at half time. Then you're going to come off and you're going to come off. So don't feel vexed about it. It's all part of the plan. Everyone knows what's going on. Do you know what I mean?
Don't hold back, because you might not play a full game. You might not have time to figure this thing out. You know what I mean? Like, just get out there and put in your 110%. You might be coming out at halftime. This is where that's the mindset we need to come into. Like, this is going to happen for the rest of this season. Teams are going to do this, and we're going to have to put everything we can into getting them out of their their comfort zone, and then finishing them off. So
we've been doing this in this last month here, or the month of February, winning games by 55th minute, by the 60th minute, and being able to introduce 4 and maybe 5 substitutes at a time into the game. And I think Stan, exactly right. Go strong, get the points on the board, make Lawrence have that smile on his face that we've got 3 lovely points at Sheffield United. Sit back and relax and watch players like Emile Smith-Rowe and even Nketiah come on, and you might have a little smile about that as well, Lawrence, when we're in the 75th minute, you bring Eddie and Nketiah on with 4-0 up, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
It's turn
got smashed.
Lawrence, Lawrence did say he was worried about the Sheffield United game.
Lawrence is always worried.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried, as Tiger and Goon are saying. I'm just saying I expect at least a 5-goal victory. If we scrape a 2-1 or 3-2, then I'm going to have a problem with our team, because if you can't stuff a team like Sheffield United, then there's seriously something wrong with us.
Yeah, if you can't do it, right. And this is the team in the bottom peg of the league as well. Tiger and Gunner's right.
Plus they've got plus they've got Austin Trusty in their defence.
Every game is different, but Arsenal have been trending upwards, and if we want to track our progress of maybe we started slow this season, and maybe we figured out the key to a full Premier League season. Start off slow. Okay, we had a travesty in the middle of the season here, but with Newcastle and Aston Villa and West Ham and Fulham, some of those defeats, you wouldn't actually have thought this season you would lose to those teams, that the losses would have come against the bigger teams, but it hasn't happened.
I still believe like that run going into the Christmas time period at the end of the year. For me, I believe everybody was looking at that Dubai trip as opposed to finishing the job at hand. Yeah. That's how I feel that thing was going. I think that like sir, you got to focus your team sometimes, and I don't think our team was focused to win each game coming down that stretch there at the end of the year. I think they were like looking to get in the way, and they got smacked in the face 3 times in a row.
Right.
I mean, those are some embarrassing losses compared to what you're seeing now, and that we didn't need those losses to get there. We probably just needed players to rotate in and out of the lineup so they get pissed off, just as much. But you know what? Whatever it is, it worked. Let's continue it. Maybe if the buy is required again after the Porto game, so be it.
If we are to have a bump in the road, I would rather hope that was it, as opposed to having it at the end of the season like we have in the last couple of seasons, where that's we're in the running, and then all of a sudden that's where we hit that bump in the road for like 3 games. Yeah. So I mean, we're still in the mix. Do you know what I mean? We're well.
We're well in the mix. Yeah.
My only problem is that we're only 1 or 2 injuries away from really derailing, because we are wafer thin for quality.
We're again, if you have injuries in vital parts of the team, like a Saliba, a Saka, maybe, because Saka now.
No, maybe. We don't have anybody behind Saka. We don't have anybody behind Saliba or Gabriel.
Yeah, and we're starting to see a gap now. Go ahead, Stan.
But we're supposed to have 5 players that are supposed to be the ones that can lead us through these stages of the Champions League. There's 5 in the team, right? But if you go through them, Partey's one of them. He's been here before, but he's not available all the time. The other one is Gabriel Jesus, another one, not available all the time. The other one is Zinchenko, another one, not available all the time. And then the last 2, you've got Havertz, who's still kind of like assimilating into the team and is just now finding some form. And then you've got the other one, who's Jorginho, who's not necessarily a starter, because he didn't start against Porto. So the ones that I believe that Mikel Arteta is probably hoping will be the ones that can help to lead us through, a lot of them are just not available. And that's got to hurt, because that means that everybody else, when they go for the lineup and they hear that Champions League music, I think they're shitting themselves, some of them. They're like, the fuck, this is on us. With this team, this club hasn't been here. I know we know what it means to the fans, and we can't fuck up, and we've got to make sure. And I reckon occasion got to them. Even someone like Declan Rice, he's never been.
Yeah, what is that? Yeah, that's why I was shaking my head. What is that? That is why I was shaking my head. Like, what is that?
It's Darth Vader's dad.
What is that?
It's the fighter.
Oh my god!
It's McGregor. It's Conor McGregor.
It's the big boss man.
It's McTurner.
Oh,
was the kid?
Get Alonso back.
Breaking Bad, Jesse. It's Jesse.
It's Darth Vader's dad.
When I saw that in the backstage, I was like, "This is
the Big Lebowski." The Big Lebowski.
The big boss man, definitely.
Did any of you ever watch the sequel to The Big Lebowski?
No.
Jesus Saves.
Was there a sequel?
Yeah. Lots of sex in it, but it was still a good movie.
Lots of what?
Lots of
Anakin,
sex.
I have the high ground.
Oh my God.
That just
Hey, Tony,
Anakin, you were the chosen one.
go away, come back, try again. I was not
Yeah.
impressed with that.
I watched the compilation of all our goals for the season.
Tony, can I ask you a quick question?
Bring the best. Yep.
Yes.
You know when you went into the Jedi Academy and killed all of those younglings, did you not feel anything in your? Did you not feel anything when you slaughtered all of those younglings?
That's the face right there. You see the face right
No.
there? That was his face when he was done.
Yeah.
He's like, I think I need a burger.
You've met Lawrence's evening. That's all I know.
It's like all you little bad.
Oh, I just wish Alonso was still online.
You are NASCAR. NASCAR viewing, man. That's all you're looking for. You want car wrecks, man.
Yeah.
Because Alonso kind of really.
Now I pissed off Tony.
Alonso kind of is the Obi-Wan. He's the Obi-Wan. And he's Darth Vader. Do you know what I mean?
I pissed off. Oh, there he is.
See, look at this.
Oh.
This is just getting worse.
He's got a full wardrobe.
Meanwhile, in Ukraine.
I know exactly. It's like 2 degrees, you know.
I could go get my leather biker jacket.
Tank Commander Turner.
Oh my God. This is foreign territory with this group. They are evolving and stepping up their game. I feel like we need to suspend Arsenal chat for about 5 minutes here.
I thought you were going to say, I think we need to suspend Tony.
I would have suspended him.
There would be outrage.
I think
there would be
from
outrage.
a bridge.
I think Tony needs to go on Stan's list.
You know what? He's got standing orders right there. He doesn't
He'll make it.
like he's there so many times. Like even if he takes him out one time, he's still there 100 times. So he's stuck in that book.
He'll make the list, Lawrence.
For some reason, I have a feeling if I went to Ukraine dressed like this, they'd probably let me in the fucking tank without any questions. Let's take Commander Turner.
Putin would withdraw.
A 2-year war would be over.
Vieira's back, but we have too many players in the middle and not enough wingers with pace. Yeah, look at Tony's entry here. Rudy's having it.
Tony's just off the fiddle with the elections.
The Sith Lord of the Midwest, Darth Tony the Destroyer. Oh my God!
I'm not the
I knew Gary saw him. I knew Gary saw you before I let you.
That's just not in my head. Going, are you kidding me? This because I knew Lawrence couldn't wait to get Tony on the show, and I'm like, well, this is what you're gonna get?
I want Tony and Alonso on at the same time.
No, you. I want you to stay alive because if you see both of them, your heart's gonna stop. I don't need that. I need you to stay with us. That's too much.
Okay.
I love the second you see me, right? You just started giggling your ass off.
You saw that backstage, huh?
No, I heard it.
Yeah. All right, Tiger and Gunner. I put a star on this one, so we will come back to this question as soon as the. See, Tony's just taking all the space.
Distraction is what he is.
Yeah.
Oh, look and see what happens now. See, this is what you do.
Comrade Stansky. Hi,
Tony,
Comrade
it is time for us to execute our plan. Turn on the gas. Turn on the gas, comrade.
Oh my God.
Look,
the lunatics are running the asylum.
Exactly.
This show never happened, Lawrence. It's leap year. This is the leap
year.
Is that
never happened?
53.
Superman's birthday today.
Stansky.
Get Alonso as soon as possible. Alonso's having a nibble right now.
Yeah, he's yeah.
When the fuck is he not having a nibble?
This one required not being on camera, so who knows what that means.
He's like a squirrel for getting acorns, and he just keeps nibbling every acorn he gets.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Tony thinks tomorrow's going to be February the 30th.
Yeah.
Or,
It's Tony.
or
National holiday of Tony is February 30th.
it could be me and Comrade Stansky's up there. That could be what our next plan is.
This is just stupid.
Anyway, let me
Tony
just
was
ask a
one.
question. Tony, Tony, from one Cossack to another, what did you think of the Porto loss? Why do you think we lost it? Do you think they were nervous, or do you think it was something else? I think they were overawed with the attention.
I think they, for one thing, was overcoached. We used one sub when you're really struggling to get a point. They're killing you on the counter. I blame a lot of it on Arteta.
Really?
Yeah. Tony, can we be in your wolf pack? LOL, says Michael.
No, nobody's allowed in there. I'm sorry.
Tony,
I'm at the door. You're not getting
Tony
in.
wolf pack.
We keep no,
Tony,
Allowed.
Tony, are you happy that Chelsea game's postponed, or you'd rather have the game played? I think you'd rather have the game played.
Right?
Oh,
My
Marie,
answer would be the same as the last two times you asked me. No, I don't want Spurs postponed. No, I don't want Man City postponed because the fucking Queen died. I can care less. She was 100 years old. She was a fucking die.
dude. Can we just talk about the here and now, please? We don't have to go back in time.
Answers on a
No.
postcard to P.O. Box Tony Turner.
So my answer is
Tony,
my answer is no.
bring it to 24, please. Keep it there.
I did.
Yeah.
I just answered race.
I knew Gary, strangely enough, I knew what he was going to say there, and he did not disappoint.
Just went through the list of same. No, he asked you one question for this season. You give him the answers for like the last 5.
No, I said I did it 3 years running, and
Okay, 3 years. Sorry, my bad.
Tony does not postpone games. Everything runs like clockwork in Tony's kingdom.
and I've been right both times.
You have been right both times, exactly. And I think you're right on this occasion. We should play Chelsea, but dang it, they have an FA Cup game to play. Tony, you're in big trouble now, fella.
The Arsenal did actually try to reschedule it, but UEFA was like, "Fuck you guys," because they even offered to have a game at in Spain, wasn't it? I mean,
what?
It was
When?
This is where it goes. This is where it goes pear shaped.
This is,
I'm
yeah,
not-
this is where. This is why.
Last
This is
year-
the point right here.
This is you see. This is when you Lawrence. This is when we were
listen.
we were on
Yeah.
the highway
Shut
going
up,
steady.
Gary.
We just
Tony,
we're in the rough
Tony.
now.
It's later.
Gary, shut up for a second.
Tony,
This is where
Right,
the Matrix
Tony.
glitches. The Matrix is going to glitch right here.
Tony
Right.
gives my migraine a migraine.
Ray, last year in your Europa,
Oh my gosh! Can we stick to this year, please? Keep it to this year. We're only 2 months in. That's like 60 days. That's
yeah,
all you
but
need.
we offered to go play at their grounds, so we wouldn't get the Man City game canceled. But UEFA said no.
Nobody cares because it happened last year.
I need to get control back. Indeed, ready. Indeed. Nobody. Yeah, listen. I got
Come
you,
on,
Tony.
Ray. This is the way you
care.
make it.
I care, Tony. I care.
No, you don't care. Stop feeding it. What do you do? I'm trying to get us back on target
On
here.
track.
Back on
All
the
right,
road.
Gary.
Going straight.
Gary.
You keep going. No, look over there. No.
Gary, did you see Edu's interview after the last game? Let's go into this from Michael.
I did not
Edu's
see
interview. He said they have some targets that they have identified.
Can we get through this season, please?
Can we buy some strikers? 2 strikers minimum.
One of you wants to look back, and one of you wants to look forward. You
I
know?
want to look. Now.
You said, "Can
Yeah.
we get through this
I-
season?"
Ray,
Now
I
it's the
watched
interviews
the
now. Yeah.
Ray. I watched the interview he did after the game,
Yep.
and my response to that is Jackanory.
Tell us
Because
the story.
how many
Jackanory.
times have we heard this?
Yeah, but look, come on. I mean, what we're saying is that we've identified
Jackanory.
targets. That's really all
Yeah,
that we're
yeah,
saying,
but-
right?
But they said 2 years ago that they want to upset the project, and then go fucking buy Kai Havertz. That's you don't know what his position is.
They wouldn't upset the project. How do you know Kai Havertz isn't part of the project? Tony, we got this. We will win at the Emirates.
We needed strikers, right?
Kai Havertz is now only 1 goal away
Yeah.
from the biggest season that Granit Xhaka achieved in his last season, which was 7, and he's on 6. So if he equals that goal tally or surpasses it, then does that mean he is an upgrade? Hard to say no.
Interesting question.
He's younger.
Because
you
remember,
expect-
it took
younger, you
Xhaka
expect more from him.
it took Xhaka 7 seasons to come up with those numbers, and at the moment, his replacement is managing to almost.
Yeah.
I would say that he's going to at least equal with that in his first season. He's not taking 7 seasons to get up and running, is he? Or to find his feet or his right position. So,
Yeah.
in that sense, you've got to say, well, it's working, right?
Have we
Yeah.
have we adequately replaced the physical, like maybe not the physical stuff, but Xhaka was always involved in the touchy stuff.
I didn't like some of that stuff, though.
I
Some of that
still
stuff,
see.
to be honest with you, a lot of that stuff cost us, didn't it? And, you know,
Yeah.
we all remember the scenarios and the red cards. And do you remember? It used to be like, Xhaka doesn't do 2 yellows. He just goes for the straight red, man. He ain't messing about. You know what I mean?
Until last
Yeah.
season.
Straight in for reds, man. There's none
Took
of that
him
2
6
yellows
seasons.
bullshit.
Yeah.
2 yellows are for novices. Do you know what I mean? In Xhaka's eyes, you go straight for the
We
red.
don't care if you do one good year, eh? He was shit
Yeah.
for 5, so
5 or 6. Okay. All right.
And
Listen,
And so far as well, Havertz hasn't told us all to fuck off yet. So that's another bonus. So
And he hasn't ripped his shirt off either.
yeah, exactly.
He hasn't thrown it to them.
Yeah, I agree with this one, Michael. Declan Rice has replaced Xhaka's defensive stuff, and Declan Rice is the one who is mouthing off at the opposition like Granit Xhaka did last season.
I see Jorginho as the Granite replacement.
as
Okay.
well, yeah. Well,
Yeah, I
fair-
mean,
fair comment.
they're all taking aspects of his game and use it naturally in their game. Okay. All right, so let's go into something I prepared. I've got 8 takes, and I'm going to. So Gary, you can go first. To pick a number between 1 and 8.
5.
5. Okay. So I'm going to read this out. You can agree or disagree. Put some context to it, and then we'll go around the house. Dan, Lawrence, and Tony will have their say. Okay, so here we go.
Stansky and Toadsky. Right?
Stop.
You're gonna get muted.
By Gary, not by Ray.
Stop.
Ray loves it.
Look, you listen. The thing is, right? You 3 might be doing a podcast, but me and Tony are actually role playing. So
I know. I don't like it.
The scary thing, Gary, the scary thing is we're gonna have a lot of free time. So more of this stuff might creep in. You know what I mean?
We're like role playing to get one of Brownie's.
March is gonna be a little bit light, Gary.
Women.
You know? All right, Gary, here we go.
Let's see.
Gabriel Magalhaes will score more goals this season than Gabriel Jesus. 4 goals each they have scored this season.
Yeah. Wow. No, that's not going to happen. So I would
Do you
like
think
to.
Jesus will score more
Yeah.
than
Yeah, I think he'll score more.
Magalhaes? Okay.
He'll score more because we are only, as far as I'm concerned, going to gel even more. We'll hopefully make it even easier for him to put the ball in the net. You know what I mean? So, like I said, if Nketiah can put 3 against Sheffield United, then Jesus should be able to do that even in a half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if we're dominating the way we have. We just have to continue to do what we're doing, and now we have more depth. So, nah, I don't see that. It sounds good, but it would be really bad if that's the case, which means that we would be down a center forward, right? If that's happening, and I don't. Not if we're gonna try to get something out of this season. He's gonna have to. What does he get? He's got 4. He's gonna have to get close to that double digits for.
They both have 4.
Yeah, but it's like Jesus is gonna have to get 6 in the rest of the season. You know
All
what
right.
I mean?
Moss says false. Jesus will win out. Stan, what do you think?
Well, I like to looking at this, right? There is I'm going to play my devil advocates card for the evening because I haven't played it yet. And there is an argument to say that if you look at it, right, in order for Gabriel Jesus to beat Gabriel Megalegs, the first thing that he needs to do is be actually playing and be available. And we know that he's got water on the knee that's being drained, and he plays a game and then he's hobbling off for how long. And then the other side of it is that when we do put the goal in the back of the net on a regular basis, it does come from set pieces. And invariably, a set piece is a good opportunity for a centre-back to get a goal. So I would love to know what the odds would be if this was a bet in a betting shop. And if the odds were right, it could be worth a cheeky £5. Okay, if it doesn't come off, you've lost a £5. But if it does pay off, you could probably get like a nice payout on it. So I don't think it's totally impossible because of the circumstances and because of the frequent absences by the striker.
Yeah. So you say Megalays could possibly score more.
Yeah, I'm saying it's possible.
Yeah.
No, how can you? What is it? No. Come on, stop. Get off the fence. Get off the fence.
No, he said.
No,
he
you
said
guys are
it's
saying
possible.
maybe it's possible.
Oh, I have to say one or the other. Then is that how it works?
Isn't it?
Is that what it is?
It's a hot take.
Yeah.
Either you agree with it or you don't. Either you agree with it or you don't.
All right, then.
Say yes, Stan.
Nah. I was just putting a scenario in. No, okay. He will. Yeah, he will. Gabriel Jesus is going to be out for the rest of his life. And every other goal is going to be a corner with diving headers from Megalegs.
Yeah,
you could pull a Gary and just say Gabriel, not referring to Jesus or Megalegs.
Gary does that?
He's
not specific enough.
There's only one Gabriel. There's one Jesus, and
but
there's
you
one
see the argument
Martinelli.
I put forward, though, isn't it? Because the strikers that we never know how long he's going to be in for to have the opportunity to play.
Yeah.
And on the other end of it, we're really fruitful from set pieces, which is right up Megalegs' Strasser. So you never know, right? If circumstances, if Gabriel Jesus crumbles and he's out for the rest of the season, it's game on, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, Tony. We're going to go to Lawrence next, Tony.
Can I answer it real quick?
If Lawrence says it's okay.
Tony, what you
doing? Yeah. Tony, no, let him go ahead. I like to hear.
Go on, Lawrence.
No, Tony, you go.
If Arteta was a good
you are, Tony. You're a rude Russian.
If Arteta is okay. So, anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
If Arteta was a good coach, he wouldn't put.
What does that have to do with the question?
No. I'm answering the fucking question, Gary. Give me time to answer it.
You let him in, Lawrence.
I know.
All you had to do, right, was like just you should have just stayed with him to the back post, but no. No.
Anyway, if Arteta was a good manager, he would have played Jesus because you've seen it 2 years in a row. Jesus goes to the bench, then you start scoring 4 or 5 goals a game. And the defense tightens up at the same time.
We mark the man, not the area. You have to.
I'm learning from Arsene Wenger tactics. I'm doing zonal.
Gabriel win. He should be way up there, but we really struggled with corners the first half of the season. Just the last 5-6 weeks where we actually learned to.
All right, Tony.
Confident.
What say you? Does Gabriel Jesus score more than Gabriel?
Nope.
Megalish.
I'm going with Megalith.
Okay. And this will be a predictions of sort, Tony. So you can track this one and take your props from it for the next 5 years, right? So you say Gabriel Megalish will score. Okay.
I retired at 3 years in a row, winning the Arsenal prediction game.
Gary, I want to say, Gary, I appreciate you for being here because Tony does put you through the mill here, Gary. Right? All right, Lawrence. What say you, Lawrence? Because there's a lot of things.
Well, I echo what Gary said. Jesus has missed most of the season, so we don't know how many goals he would have scored if he had been fit from the start and hadn't missed as many games. I think if you twist my arm, I think Jesus might just pip Margelis in goals scored, but that depends whether he's fully fit from his last injury. I mean, if he gets injured again, then I would have to say I'd put my money on Margelis.
Yeah, but you have put your money on Gabriel Jesus now.
Yeah, as I said, if he's recovered from his knock,
yeah,
I think he'll just pip Margelis. Yeah.
Right. Welcome to Lolo, who's joined us from on the stoop. Thanks, Lolo, for joining us. We are talking about which Gabriel will get some more goals outside of the Martinelli kind. Gabriel Megalish or Gabriel Jesus. I'm going to go for Megalish because Jesus needs to get on the field first and foremost. When he's on the field, he's not always clinical, and we are pretty good on set pieces as well.
Gary, the only one that's going with Jesus?
No.
No, I don't. No,
Lawrence.
I said.
You said Jesus.
Yeah. Just try to keep up, Tony. Try to keep up.
Get with the program, Tony.
All right. Who wants to go next? Dan, you want to go next?
It's my turn, but I'm just waiting for Tony to jump in. But do you know what I mean? I'm marking him. Lawrence, word of advice, right? Lawrence, word of advice. When you're marking Tony, all you got to do is keep on his weaker leg. He's a very one-footed player like Nicola Pepe.
Rice is replaced.
I thought we started with Stan picking my number.
No,
Gary started.
We started with Gary. Like I said, try to keep up. All right, Stan. A number between one and 8.
5,
2,
3.
Yeah, I'm going to go for 2.
All right, 2. Zinchenko could be as good as Cazorla if played in midfield.
You know what, Ray?
I'm so glad I got this one.
Ray.
Hey, Ray.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
If played in midfield.
Ray,
it doesn't matter where you play.
He might go for it. He might go for this, Gary.
Nobody's going for this.
Ray, are you Tony in disguise?
Hey, I asked all of you to add to this, and none of you did.
Oh, you didn't ask a question. You just told me what you were doing today.
I said you could add to it if you wanted.
Oh, I didn't get that comment.
I'm a very bad
communicator.
I'm a very bad communicator. Lolo said Jesus is dying on the pitch with us putting up all these goals. So, Stan, could Zinchenko be better than as good as Cazorla in midfield?
Can we only have one person answer this and then we move on? This.
Well, all right, Tony, you answer it.
Oh no! What?
Okay.
I hesitated.
Oh my God!
he would be better than Wilshire over there. He'd be
What
better
does that have
than
to do with this question?
he would be better than Ray's lookalike, Mr.
What?
Rosicky.
Rosicky.
He'd be better than Rosicky.
Someone said
I
in the
think
chat, right, Ray, you got to get control of this podcast. Let me tell you something. Ray lost control. Ray hasn't had control of this podcast for 2 seasons now.
3 seasons.
No one's playing for him anymore. Nobody's playing for him anymore. He's like 10
All
hard.
right, so I think it's all unanimous. It would not be as good as Cazorla.
You know how you get like in
Fucking
Jeopardy, you
question.
get like the daily double. That was like the daily Tony. It's like this is a daily Tony question.
I think if they actually played the position, they wouldn't be that far behind him.
Can I actually answer my question now?
Yeah.
What's the question again?
Go on, let Stan talk.
What's the
You
question
want to
again?
answer the question? Zinchenko could be as good as Cazorla if played in midfield.
No.
You'd be-
That's my answer. That's it.
Santi Cazorla. No. Okay, fair enough.
You had Santi and Zinchenko in the same question. It's
Yeah, I
terrible.
did.
That's what? What?
I did.
That's like I'm gonna put Henri and Eddie and Nketiah in the same question.
Well, you gotta have a little bit of fun sometimes. You know what I mean?
That,
You're not always serious.
Zinchenko wouldn't
Right?
be as good as Denilson in midfield.
Zinchenko-
Sometimes you
Yeah.
have to throw
Yeah.
underhand. You don't have to throw overhand every time.
Exactly. Who's smoking crack? Maybe me, BX. Maybe me.
Yeah.
Right?
I was
crack on
listening to
Levi's maybe thing.
Tom's channel. They were talking about it was just Stan talking about eggs in a pan. You know, this is your brain on drugs kind of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
I just remember a commercial from way back in the days, and
Santi was
it's
good.
crazy. It was a guy was standing there, and it's like he's like, "Are you a crack addict?" He's like, "No, I'm a rock monster." And I was like, I just remember that. It was like it's like they were trying to say don't do drugs, but you're like, "I'm a rock monster." You're like, "Yes." You're like, "No, this defeats the purpose."
What the fuck are you talking about?
Stuck in my
Everyone's
brain.
win.
I
All
don't know
right.
why. Stuck in my brain.
All right. I think to save my blushes, we'll go off this question. Get
Yes,
to the next
please.
one, right?
Let's move on.
Right.
I'm sorry, Stan, but you picked the dud question.
Okay.
You picked the number, okay? I wrote the question. You picked the number.
Yeah.
Lawrence, pick a number that it isn't 1 or 5 or 2 or 5. Pick a number.
Okay. Well, since my birthday's the 4th of June, I'll go for 4.
All right. Emil Smith-Rowe will score a goal this season.
If he plays.
It's a yes or no answer.
Yeah.
And then you can contact
I
me.
don't know. Well, I'll tell you what. Can I phone a friend or use my 50-50?
You can phone Alonso, but he probably won't answer.
There's no wrong
Or poll
answer here.
Can I poll the audience?
Yeah, poll the audience.
I would say, yeah, he will score a goal.
Right. There you go.
I will.
A third of the season.
A league goal or a
Oh, does it
Champions League goal?
matter? Why does it matter?
No, it's a goal. Will he score a goal?
It's quicker to
Lawrence
answer this question than my question.
What?
Yeah. It's quicker to answer this one than my one.
Yeah. I know.
Exactly. I think you just said the answer.
Yes.
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 He will?
Of course you're going to score a goal.
Yeah. All right. I think we're unanimous, right, Gary?
Yes, sir.
Where's our wrestling audience at? Yes. I hated those fucking yes chats.
What? Who are you talking to?
Tom, Stan, don't you
Tony, who are you talking to?
Stan,
Oh,
Stan,
you know
do
what?
hate
You know
the
what?
yes
Just
chant?
throw
I know
a
what you're
grenade
talking
in
about.
it. Just throw a
Oh,
grenade in it.
Here we go.
Oh, there he is.
No.
Alonso.
Hi, Alonso. Now watching.
What?
So listen, we've just made a subject.
Did you
Alonso,
like
someone
or
said-
dislike
Alonso,
the
you're marking
yes chant?
Tony. You're
Yeah,
marking
you-
Tony. man.
yeah, it's all
Yeah.
it's your man. You stick with him 100%.
You're marking
Wherever he
Tony.
goes, you go with him. All right. Don't I dare see you looking at anybody else. Stick to your
Just keep him on
man.
his weaker
Stay
foot.
there.
You'll be all right.
Stop looking around. Stop looking around. It's like looking around at the butterflies. No, dude. Stick with your man. Stay home. Home is Tony.
Tony is
No.
Russian in
Before you
America.
came here, Alonso, before you came here, 3 of us have been trying to man mark Tony, and it's no good. You're the only one that can
Yeah.
keep him in his pocket.
Yeah.
Keep him in your pocket.
All right,
Pocket him.
so Emil Smith Rowe will score before the end of the season, says all of us. Tony, pick a number.
I got a dice. I'll roll a number.
No, it's got to be between 1 and 8.
4,
Can't
right?
make your own rules up.
4 is taken.
Tony's like 18. It's like, what kind of dice is that?
He's got a 6-sided dice, and he's like 9. Oh,
4.
4 is taken.
I just said 4. I just picked 4.
He's gonna keep rolling 4s.
I mean,
3, right? 3.
What do you have to do?
I get up.
All right, 3. 3, Tony. You ready?
Lonzo, you're not doing a good job. The man is still like he's still straight
Tony.
off the.
I'm
We-
ready.
Running ring ranger.
We do not need a specialist left back, Tony. We do not need to buy a left back. True or false?
You got Timber that's been injured.
Oh no, that's not the question.
You got Kidior. I'm explaining my
I'm
answer.
getting
like
a headache.
you do all
Your
the time,
migraine is
Gary.
migrating over to New Jersey.
But like I said, you got Timber. You got Kidior. You're solid there. You don't need to look at it.
Yeah.
But you do need to look at the right side.
No,
You
no,
do need to
no,
look at
no.
There we go.
Stay home, Tony.
So
The
Stay
my-
answer is
the
the
my
answer is
answer is
on
yes,
target. Stay
wrong
on
side,
target.
right?
the answer is true. We do not need a left back, right? The answer is we're covered. Alonso, what do you think?
About what? About Tony's response?
We do not need a specialist left back. Do we have enough there now?
We do. And we don't need another right back because we have Ben White, who's a right back, not a center back, right back. And we had Tommy Yasu at right back. So we're good at both fullback positions.
Right. Good.
For me, right? Can I just
All
say, for me, Zinchenko notwithstanding, when we go into next season, I think that when we get to the January window, because by then hopefully we get to see more of Tomiyasu on a regular basis and more of Timber, we will know come January whether that's a problem or not. Because as much as we've liked what we've seen of Timber, it has been a very small snapshot. We've not seen him consistently playing in a position yet. So I think that's something that doesn't need to be decided on in the summer. But come January, when we have a good look at everybody, you never know. That could be something that we have to go back to.
Okay. So you're saying we're set pretty much right now. We're
Yeah,
left
for
back,
now.
right? All right. Gary, what do you think? We're okay at left back?
Yes, sir. Let's move on.
Okay. You're trying to move things along. All
Yes,
right.
What's that?
Lawrence.
Here's my
you-
old
Oh.
job.
One second. I'll be right back with you.
Gary, what's going on?
Well, I'm getting a headache from this show.
Okay.
Gary, thank you for hanging in there.
Paracetamol?
Well, many would have fled
Yes.
from
Sorry.
comedy.
Well, sorry about that, lads. What was the
problem,
question?
Do we need a specialist left back, or do we have enough there right now?
For the time being,
In
yes.
summer, like pretty much the question.
Yeah.
would be, do we need a
Yeah,
left
for the,
back?
we may have to look at it again during the summer break.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know. I don't know if they'll do something before the Man United friendly out here in July.
So the question would be, would we buy a left back in the summer or not? You know, I don't think.
That's not what you asked.
I don't think so. I just think between now and the Man United game out here in Los Angeles in July, Arteta and Edu have got to look at things, see if we've got enough at left back, and if not, maybe find someone else.
Okay. All right, Alonso, you want to pick a number? Numbers are 1, 6, 7, or 8.
6.
6. Okay. Declan Rice to score again this season. Declan Rice to score maybe one more time this season. Will it?
I think he'll is it over or under.
1.5. We'll do over under 1.5.
I'll go over. I think he'll
Okay.
score at least. I think he'll score at least 4 more goals.
4 more goals.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
Ballsy.
all right. Gary, you can contextualize it, Gary, if you want to.
Like Tony does. Like Gary does.
No.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Tony.
No, I'm not. I'm following
Gary. This is between
This is what
me and
people,
Gary.
this is what people
Yes,
look for.
no. Rice
Well-
will score. Rice will score multiple
Yes.
goals. And what does he need to? Is it Havertz or Rice that needs to get the same goal contributions as Xhaka?
Havertz.
Havertz. Okay, so then yeah, he'll get a couple. He'll get at least 2 more goals for sure.
For me, I think Rice has been better because they've used him taking more corner kicks, and they've been pretty well taken. And I like Rice's game. I think that he's gotten better. I think he's evolved to a great number 6. I mean, by great, he's developed more into an all-around midfielder. Seems like. That's why I take the under. That's why I take the over. Sorry, that's why I take the over on Rice getting more than 1.5
Okay.
goals.
I'm going to go, just to be opposing people, I'm going to go no, Declan Rice does not score again for the rest of the season. But obviously.
You're just
Like-
doing that for what?
And you are an
Because
idiot,
you want
sir.
to be different?
To win.
Or
To
you
win.
actually believe that?
To win. No,
You got-
I don't
you got-
believe it. I don't believe it. We're
Well,
just
full
having a
stop.
little bit of
Oh.
fun. Dan, will Rice score again, Stan?
Yeah, and I think he'll score more than once. I don't know how many, but I think he's got. He can score. Yes.
Lawrence?
Definitely, yes.
Okay.
So just think about this right now. Last season, I think we had 5 players go 10 goal contributions for the
Yeah.
season, right? We already got 2. Rice is 1 away. Martinelli, Havertz, and Trossard
For
are 2
10?
away. Jesus,
Rice?
Nketiah, and
Gabriel.
Jesus and Nketiah are 3 away.
We're talking for 10 goal contributions.
Yes,
What's Rice on? 4 or 5?
he's on 9 goal
Including the
contributions right
assists,
now.
Declan
right?
Rice-
Goals and assists.
Declan Rice is our third top player in terms of goal contributions in the league.
Okay. So more assists than goals, right? Okay.
4 goals. 4 goals.
Yeah, contributions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Contribution. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question, Ray, of everyone?
Yep. That's what this section is all about.
Hold on. Going on.
Hello.
Yeah, that's what
All right.
this
I'm-
this is all about. I mean, Tony's taking more time. Gary's making up the time by being quicker than Tony. They're evening each
Yeah.
other out, but yeah.
Now you're rambling on.
Wait,
I don't get this.
Oh, okay.
What we done, Ray,
Let me
is we
let-
flipped the script.
See, now it's
Jesus
what you did.
Christ.
You open up the
Let-
door,
let-
you let the cold in. See what you did?
let me ask you this, everyone in the forum. I'm going to go to the Man United game at SoFi in July.
Okay.
Are any of you going to either or both games against Man United and Liverpool when they come out here?
I don't know really. The
I
Philadelphia
have
one
a-
is
I have a
Phil-
slight chance because my cousin's daughter, she'll be 9. She's been doing a bunch of movies and they went out to LA a couple of times, so I might be making my way
okay.
to LA.
I went to the New Jersey one, and I'm tempted to go back to London and maybe see another one. So I can say I saw an Arsenal match every year.
You're like met Ray already once. I'm gonna meet him again.
Yeah.
So you're not going to the Man U or Liverpool game out there?
It's midweek, that one in Philadelphia. I don't understand why it's midweek.
Yeah.
That's like a little tough.
Yeah. It is tough.
LA might be a little. Yeah. You know what? It also depends because LA might happen. When is it in LA? When is it in LA?
27th is a Saturday.
Of August?
27th? No, July.
July.
Okay.
And when's the one in Philadelphia?
31st of July.
Okay.
31st. Excuse me.
So the one in New Jersey, close to Ray, is Liverpool Arsenal. Does Ray?
No, it's in Philadelphia.
Does Ray wear a half and half scarf, or does he just wear his Liverpool scarf?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm with you on that one. He's wearing red. It just might not be the London red. Oh, we lost Tony.
I removed him for that comment. He got removed for that comment, Tony.
Ejected.
You got ejected. The trapdoor. You got the Austin Power trapdoor.
Hey, Tony, also,
I'm not trying to make that Philadelphia game, though.
I do not wear half and half shirts.
Also, Tony, Philadelphia's not New Jersey, Tony.
It's in Philadelphia.
I might try and make that game.
Because you said you were going to go to it because it's in Philadelphia. Is that where the Eagles play?
Me?
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen.
It's hard because it's a Wednesday, and I have to work.
Well, who's going on?
Bunch.
It's getting really swears.
We're
Brady Bunch.
That.
All right. Okay, so who picked the last number?
I did.
Who's next? Who's next?
I think everybody got to go, so it's.
I think that's everyone now. It's back to Gary.
Yeah.
We got 3 left. Gary, 1, 7, or 8?
7.
Wouldn't you be next, Ray?
No, he's not next, Tony.
You
can't play. He can't pick in his own game.
No, I can't do that.
Tony, he's a host.
Gary. David Raya. David Raya has settled now into the position.
Oof. Settled into it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If they can find a better goalkeeper, I say go get one. That's where I feel with this one.
Another fucking goalkeeper change? No.
I said if they can find a better one, go get one. I just don't know if they're going to find one because they're going to say that's not on their top of their list. Yeah?
Can I ask you a question,
Gary? You don't change goalkeepers 4 years in a row, Gary.
Sorry, Gary.
That's stupid.
I'm talking to you.
That's stupid and asinine, Gary.
What is
stupid and asinine?
Gary, come in, Gary.
I'm trying to. There's a lot of static on the line. Just a second. Let me see if I can turn it.
Tony, pipe down for a second, Gary. All right.
Yes, sir.
It's a question because it sounded there that you weren't really, in your opinion, what you're saying there is that like you're not really convinced by Raya. So, if you had the opportunity tomorrow to put Ramsdale back in goal, is that the answer for you? Or are you saying that we need to get better than both of them?
No, yeah, I think that's what we should have done the first time. Right?
You think we should? You think Ramsdale?
Yeah, we should have got a better goalkeeper than what we had. Like better where there's no nobody's like going. Well, you know what? I don't know. Like a lot of people hesitated. Too many people hesitated for me to say.
Yeah, on Mondays Rad's better. On Tuesdays Ramsdale's better. On Wednesday it's so there's no like you can see like. We've upgraded from Eddie to Mbappe. Do you know what I mean? And you'd be like, oh wow, I can see the difference.
Yeah, it's got to be like Rice and Timber. You're like, yes, right? Nobody hesitated on those two plays when they first saw them and when they last saw them play. You know, like when they last saw Timber play, nobody said that first half. Nope, we can miss what he brings. No, we liked what he was bringing to the table. So
am I right in saying then for you, this whole Raya exercise has just been a waste of time? It's just taking up time. We should have just stuck with Ramsdale what we had and gone in other areas. Is that what you're saying?
Devoted to
I
money.
think so, because if you think about it, people,
Okay.
the
I
goal
agree
that
with
we
that.
saw against Porto, right? That goal against Porto,
Yeah.
our top goalkeeper should be making that stop. Like at
Ooh.
some point, I need him
Yeah,
to be
they
making.
should be
He needs to be
positioned
making
correctly to make that
those
stop.
kind of
Yeah.
saves. Yeah, like
Yeah,
people
not
talk
that they
about.
should be making the stop from that position, but a better goalkeeper probably wouldn't have got himself into that area to start with, right? But I get you.
Be positioned better. Okay. All right. Yeah, from the position, if you place a lot of goalkeepers in that position, they would have found it difficult to get to that shot. But you put a
My answer is
goalkeeper.
the same as Gary, so you can go past me. My answer is exactly the same as Gary's.
Okay. Alonso, has David Raya settled in now?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's been playing well enough that Arsenal is still in a hunt for the title. So I think Ramsdale kind of got shut out the way for no reason at all. I think I was a big fan of Ramsdale, still am. But there's no way out from making out this one. I think it's just unfortunate how it all came about. Obviously, there's history with the goalkeeper and David Raya, and I think Arteta took liking to that. And if Ramsdale does leave, it'll be unfortunate. But still, I think with Raya, he's gotten better, I guess. But he's going to make mistakes, like Gary had mentioned on Porto. The BX said no keeper is perfect. But there's a higher standard at Arsenal that I think there's a difference in the team playing for Arsenal and Brentford, and so I think David Raya realizes that. And it is what it is. This is tough because I am a Ramsdale fan. But like Ramsdale, David Raya's gotten much better as the season has gone on.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see how advanced we've come, how far we've come as a team if Ramsdale would be back in there. And we'll probably see that against Brentford because the Raya will be cup tied. I think really that Gary was saying if you let Ramsdale in that situation, he may not have been in that exact same position of the field that a goalkeeper may have saved it if your starting position is further back and closer to your goal. You have a chance, But you put each goalkeeper in the same footprint on the field, then you're probably not saving it. Now,
But also you have to remember that Ramsdale, like the things that Raya does as far as us scoring goals, which has been our problem all season, Ramsdale doesn't help us with that, and Raya does.
yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, I don't know if there is a goalkeeper that will get the distribution up, but also be able to make those types of saves. But that's what we needed to do, right? We needed a better goalkeeper who gives us both. That's where we're at right now, right? We don't need players with holes, right? We need players that fill holes.
And I will say, Gary, there's an Orbinho tweet. You like a bit of Orbinho. His tweet is we have scored the most amount of goals ever in our history to this point in time in the season, game 26. And a lot of that is to do with the play of the goalkeeper as well, allowing us to counterattack and set
And
attacks
Jesus
on the
went
way.
out, right? We would not have this many goals as Jesus.
All right. Don't worry, we'll get to that one, Tony. Dan?
I just wanted to add another a thing about the David Raya situation as well, is that I'm going to hold a lot of scrutiny over David Raya when I compare him to Ramsdale, and I'm going to give him to the end of the season. How many more games are there left to play?
12 in the league.
12.
Plus Champions League games as well. So I'm going to hold a lot of scrutiny. And the reason why is he's in a very unique situation, David Raya. When Aaron Ramsdale joined us, he came to Arsenal and was working with a foreign coaching staff in the goalkeeping department that he'd never worked with before. and was learning their methods. David Raya is come here, and the goalkeeping coach is his mentor. They're friends. They've worked together. They understand each other. They're also from the same country, which helps language-wise. But he was the one that brought him to Brentford in the first place, and now we have him. So if anyone's going to improve, it should be David Raya. He's got everything in front of him where he should be improving.
Yeah.
Aaron Ramsdale had the highest hill to climb in a new environment. So that's the reason why I'm going to scrutinise Raya more. And if we get to the end of the season and going into next season, I look at it and I think to myself, well, I still think that Ramsdale and him are kind of in that same area. Why did we do it? You know?
I just don't think it's very visible.
I just wanted to add that in there.
Yeah, and I just don't think it hasn't been visible the whole time that Raya's been with us. Comparing him to Ramsdale, we haven't seen huge chasms. Now, Tony, I'm going to ask you the same question, but you got to keep it in the context of this season because David Raya has been with us this season. You cannot go back. You cannot go back further than August.
Tony's doing his research.
He's Googling whether what Ray said is legally viable.
This has David Raya settled in, and you have to keep it in the context of this season only.
My first bulletin point would have been Ramsdale statistically worse than the league, but I can't talk about that. Who has the least amount of goals conceded?
What? What?
Who gets long balls out there? Who gets it out quickly?
David Raya.
It's all Raya.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be a question. You and Gary might want to say Argentine.
Alonso said, "Get me out."
It's David Raya, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he has settled in, Tony, right?
Are we leaking goals in, Ray?
No.
Do we look threatened at the back?
No, we're not threatened at the back anymore. Newcastle were feeding off scraps. I think we've given up 6 shots on goal in the 6 games that we've had this year as well. So, yeah, definitely agree with you, Tony, that I think David Raya has settled in and he's starting to celebrate. With the home crowd against Newcastle, you could see him celebrating a goal as well. So he feels part of it. I think he feels part of the communication with the back four as well.
Have those fans united, like the ones that were super pro Rams? have they changed Phil's full circle, or do you think they're still?
I think people are still going to. If you like Ramsdale in September, you still probably favor Ramsdale today. You know what I mean? There's not a lot that's going to, because the margins between the two keepers are very minuscule. You're not going to see a divergence in the fan base in terms of how they feel about it as well.
I just know we need to get more than we did for Martinez back there, because that was a low value.
Wow, that's one strike against you right there.
Leno was a
Get the list out.
Told you not to go back into history in the sands of time. He did.
Right, get the list out.
Make the list.
That's lenient. One strike.
Gary's, look at that, Gary and Stan. You've just made the list.
You know what happens, Tony?
Tony.
You know what happens?
Tony's on the list.
Oh, Selhurst Park, Tony. Selhurst Park, Tony. Lawrence, has David Raya settled in?
Yeah, I'm still fuming about the way Ramsdale's been treated. I don't blame Raya himself. You know, this is all of Arteta.
Can I ask you a question, Lawrence? I have to ask you a question there, right there. You said you're fuming because of the way that Ramsdale's been treated. how has he been treated any differently than when he joined the club and we had Bernd Leno? What is it that you mean? What that the manager? Because I look at it this way, right? I'm
True.
all for bringing in another goalkeeper. I don't care. I love Ramsdale, but if we are going to bring in another goalkeeper, in my eyes, it needs to be an upgrade. It needs to be better than. And I can be like, great, but I'm not seeing that yet. But you're saying the way he's been treated. How has he been treated that wrongly in your eyes, Ramsdale?
Well, as I said, I don't believe Raya is an upgrade on Ramsdale. Far from
But
it.
the manager thinks he does, because the manager thought that Ramsdale was an upgrade on Leno. Do you see where I'm coming from? Leno was like, I quite liked Leno. I liked Leno. I was surprised. I was actually like, we're getting another.
Think about
but
this.
every now and again, Leno would throw us. Every now and again, Leno would throw a spanner in the works. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good keep.
What I'm saying is that when we bought Ramsdale at the time, and I was looking at the team that we had, I was like, so that's where we're looking now. I thought it's something that we maybe could look at, but I didn't think it was worth immediate surgery. That's what I thought, and I didn't know who Ramsdale was.
And
But it worked out. But it worked out. Maybe in the manager's eyes, and I'm just putting a devil's advocate card in it. Maybe in his eyes, he thought he was doing the same thing again. So my question is, how has he treated him any different? You said the way Ramsdale's been treated. I don't think he's been treated badly. If anything, Ramsdale's dad doing that interview didn't help his case. All of that stuff that happened with the podcast and all of that, we can go. You know, we've spoken about that ages ago, but I think that was actually a bad move.
So what Stan is saying is that Bernd Leno started the season 3 games in. Ramsdale came in and took some backlash from some of the fans because of his record with Sheffield United. But Leno was out, Ramsdale was in. The same thing has happened to now Ramsdale with Raya.
And I'm not saying don't get me wrong.
But think about this. Think about this. Since Arteta got here, he won a trophy with Emmy, right?
Yeah.
Right. What did Emmy do that deserved him not continuing to start for this team?
Nothing.
Demanded to be starting goalkeeper.
No, but what did he do?
You go out there and play for it.
He wanted to stay, didn't he? He wanted to stay. He wanted to be the number one, and the manager said, "I can't guarantee you that." And Emmy said,
"Does anybody think Emmy was better than
rather than fight for it? I'm out." He said, "Rather than fight for it, I'm out. I'm going to go somewhere who will take me now."
Oh, you know why? Because look, this is what we have. We have the exact same thing right now. Nobody likes it. That's the exact same.
I would have preferred Emmy to have stayed and fought. I would have preferred Emmy to have stayed and fought, but he chose
Arteta.
Path of least
you only
resistance.
One goalkeeper though, Stan. You only get one. You don't get 2.
I know. So but he didn't. That's what actually happened was he went to the manager and said, "I want to be." He wanted assurances that the manager said, "I can't give you that assurance."
Because of the World Cup.
He should have. And so Emmy said, "Well, I'm going to go somewhere where they can." He didn't want to stay and fight.
What team?
And he probably made the right move. He probably made the right move because it seems to me that Mikel's long-term.
He's won the Copa and he's won the World Cup.
It was always David Raya, wasn't it? If David Raya had been available when we bought Ramsdale, we wouldn't have bought Ramsdale. True. He wanted David Raya, isn't it? And his toy became available, and it was like, we're getting him.
Which makes me wonder because I'm like, every player that Arteta's wanted and didn't get, and then went and got, this seemed to have turned out right. Jorginho's the same thing, right? Ray is the same thing, right? But so does that mean that we are gonna get, like, people are talking about Mudryk being upset where he is, and he might come to Arsenal? Does anybody see like you just Jorginho and Raya, players that Arteta wanted, didn't get for whatever reason, right? Just got them, and we're sitting there like enjoying everything, right? I'm just saying.
Do you think he's that stubborn? Do you think, Gary? Do you think he's the case where Mikel's like, I know that we missed out on him, and even though we can all see that he's thinking up the place, Mikel's like, but I'm the one that can unlock him. If it's me, I can make him into like the next Ronaldo. Do you think that's what it is? Please no.
Think about when has
Please no, man.
When has he failed on those types of scenarios?
Did you read the thing about apparently Mudryk rang Arsenal in tears, crying, saying that he doesn't want this.
He thought those rumors of what's his name? Jeez, why mine just went blank. Who is our
Do you know who Modric reminds me of?
Who's the best player in Emirates history?
Bergkamp, Henry,
Emirates.
Alexis Sanchez.
Yeah, Alexis Sanchez.
I
When he left
disagree
and he was
with that.
crying at Manchester United,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Right. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that Mudryk thing right there. But no,
For
I
me,
just
Modric's just another Jovino for me. I see like a very similar player, very speedy on the ball, but in that last third and decision making, it's not happening. Can that be coached? Maybe. And I look at it this way: why are we constantly spending our time buying players that need to be coached or are lacking in confidence or need to have a cuddle at the why can't we buy a player that's got fucking confidence in abundance? He's got confidence falling out of his pockets and can hit the ground running and doesn't need a cuddle after every little whatever. Why can't we buy that player as opposed to the brooding player looking out
we only did that with
the sun's
Rice.
We're
going
about
down?
vibes.
I don't like that.
Vibes,
Haven't we had our share of that though? Can't we balance it a bit? We've had enough of them, haven't we? Why is it always the same shit? Why can't we buy someone like Neto? Why do you have to buy Modric when it's a gamble? When we can buy Neto and it's probably like there's more. The odds are that he's going to hit the ground running quickly from day one. Isn't that what
I
we
think
want? Why are we going to prat about with someone that's going to be like, oh, he might.
I think Mikel Arteta is.
Or people texting on X. Oh, I feel sorry for Modric. He's just lacking in confidence. Chelsea ruined him. I'm not going through that shit again. I don't want that shit again. Why are we doing that?
Stan, but you know what's funny? I'm also tired of Arsenal signing has-beens too. Look at Jesus, look at Zinchenko, look at William, for example. They've been there, done that, right? They come to Arsenal, and they're crap, So
I hear that.
I think Mikel Arteta's. We know Mikel Arteta is quite an emotional manager, right? So he does have a sense of empathy for players, and I think there is a little bit of that. Let's revitalize your career here.
You don't have, you know what?
My last thing.
This is not the place anymore. You can't be a fighting for a top place and then trying to figure out whether you belong in football anymore. No, we don't need to do that anymore. Arsenal is not in a position to say, no, you are coming here because you're playing for me day one. You're gonna fight for your position.
Man.
I can't guarantee you a spot, but guess what? If you do what I think you're gonna do, you're gonna take a spot. So don't worry about it.
Exactly, man. That's it.
That's what we need. We need those. Like Havertz is next year player for me. He might get there, but he won't. He's not gonna fight for it. Like he should be fighting for it now. Like that thing that we saw in the Newcastle game where he was like mentally in their head. I thought it was reckless, but that's the way he plays, I guess. That's what we should have seen day one, right? That's what he's been doing this for like 5 to 10 years. That's what we should have seen day one. No, we've seen a player with no confidence. We're gonna give you a penalty kick to get you out of your funk. Why?
But shouldn't all our signings be win now ones so we can fucking get the League One already?
Win. Seaman was above average and everything. I thought he was pretty good, Moss. He was a really good keeper for us. Maybe you're saying, but even like the short passing game.
But I mean, I do remember a lot of Seaman's saves, right? Do you remember all those saves?
Maybe.
Noah, do you remember his saves?
Yeah.
Right, you remember his saves. How many of Reyes saves do you remember?
Is that to do with the control that we have, Gary?
No, but he still has to make those saves once in a while, and he doesn't. Like Ramsdale makes those saves,
small
right?
Snapshot, though. To be fair, small snapshot so far. Let's be fair.
No, there was I remember.
To be fair, let's get.
I remember. I remember a save. I remember a save that. I remember a save that Raya did early in the season against Tottenham, where he saw one from one side of the goal.
Yeah,
and he scrambled across and pushed it. Yeah, I mean, that's the only one I remember.
Yeah.
I thought he made one in the United game or something like that, but it might be that game you're talking about in the North London Derby.
Yeah,
I think-
listen, we haven't we don't remember the memorable saves that he's made. Like if I'm thinking about Ramsdale, I'm thinking about the 2 saves he had up at Anfield last season.
Yeah,
Um,
He made
but-
that save. Was it Brighton, right, against Madison? That free kick. Remember that? Remember
And
that
he,
one? That one.
Right,
yeah, and he,
right.
We have
and that was, and the shot he tipped onto the bar against Tottenham
Yep. Yeah.
when
But
it looked like it was dipping on.
Arsenal at this stage now where we don't need to be making gambles anymore.
Yeah.
You know, Mikel Arteta is a football manager. He's not a social worker. He's not a therapist.
All right.
We don't want
Yeah.
players, lying on a psychiatry bench telling them about their childhood. We want players that can do their job. Them days are over, man. We're challenging for a title in the Champions League. The shop now that we've been allowed into that shop where you buy Declan Rice's from, we've been given access into that shop. We should be shopping there the next time. We should have a club card in that shop and get club points every time. Why are we going to start shopping at Lidl now? Why are we going to Lidl to buy someone? It doesn't make any sense at all. And if that's what we're going to be doing, especially when we have the money, and for me, that's Mikel Arteta being egotistical. You're not a social worker, mate. You're a football manager.
Yeah. Well said, Dan. Well said. Alonso had his hand up as well. So
it's mocking Tony.
Okay. You were mocking Tony. Okay.
Lando, I tell you, don't do that, man. Do not play with the beehive.
Tony,
Man. Do not play with the beehive. Just leave. Don't
you guys were talking about the saves, but how many times did Ramsdale punch out the ball instead of catching it?
Right.
And it goes out there, then it's back into the back of the net.
Yeah, fair. I can remember some of those.
Right.
Ray catches the ball almost every time.
Right.
It doesn't matter the speed of a kick or anything.
Yeah, Lawrence.
Right.
Yeah, Lawrence.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a Lawrence sandwich. These two guys.
You're the meat.
Okay, Tony.
I'm the meat in the sandwich.
Did you notice the save that Ramsdale got against Leicester, right? Last year, right? Did you see those saves, Tony? Or did you not?
Yeah.
Tony, I asked you a question, Tony.
I just said it doesn't matter because he punches the ball out. And
we're not talking about when he clears it. We're talking about saves.
Did you see the save against Leicester last year?
Yeah.
Neither one of them is a better stopper than Leno was.
We're not even talking about Leno, dude.
Gary.
Yes, sir. Let's
put some context to this. I think we're talking out some pretty good stuff here with goalkeepers. Last season we played well going forward, but we were leaky at the back with Ramsdale in goal. Do you think it's disingenuous to say now we have a lot more control with Raya in goal, or do we just have control with whatever keeper we would have? You know what I mean?
No, we're definitely better defensively.
Is it because of Raya? Does Raya play into that, or is it just the way we've improved? And any goalkeeper,
our defensive back, our 5 at the back basically are better. And I mean Rice and then the back line behind him, and Jorginho, the back line behind him. I mean, whatever Arteta was trying to do last season, he's got it now. Doesn't matter what goalkeeper behind. I mean, is the difference maker right now because we were finding it hard to score, and Ray does give us those opportunities to go on a fast break, fast attack. That Ramsdale tried to do it, but it wasn't as
I've seen him find Martinelli a few times and set him off on a run. Ramsdale, he has.
Would Ramsdale be nervous for this run-in this season?
He should be confident.
Do you think Ramsdale would impart confidence to the team if he comes in?
Oh, he's in a different state, and he one minute he's like being picked every week, and he's all patting everyone on the back, and he's part of the team. Now he's got this other guy in and a new coach, and they're all speaking Spanish. And if he does get a game, he's probably going to be so nervous, thinking like, if I fuck up, maybe that's me done. He's got all of it's a whole different mindset for him now.
Yeah,
and he's in that one area where he's allowed to catch the ball with his hands, and if he doesn't, everyone's looking at him. So his own mindset and personality and confidence must have changed since Braz come in, right? He was the main man.
Well, he'll be playing next week against Brentford, won't he?
Yeah, he will be. Yeah. Tony?
I was going to say, how many Champions League Cup games did he play when it was like group stages?
Who? Ramsdale?
One.
Did he play? Did he play any of them?
He played against PSV in the final game.
What do we do historically as a team? The second keeper plays. He hasn't been playing
in the cup games.
Nobody does that now.
FA Cup.
Nobody's putting their second goalkeeper in the Champions League.
Not in the Champions
League.
Yes,
they do.
No.
Who does it? Nobody does it on purpose.
Not in this knockout stages. Not in these knockout stages.
We've done it with the Polish
FA Cup.
That's not the way it's played anymore. You're talking about the past again.
Anything else on the goalkeepers? We got two more. We got two more numbers. Anything else on the goalkeepers before we move off this one? This was a lively part of the conversation, Gary. The goalkeepers. Who wants to? Who's next?
Me. I'm next to Gary, aren't I?
You got number 8 or you got number 1?
Number 8.
Okay. Jorginho to stay another year at least, and I think he's about to sign a 2-year extension is the news I have. Are you in favor of Jorginho staying for a couple more years?
Why not? It's good experience, I mean, if El Neni can squeeze out the years that he has, and I think Jorginho is a slightly better player and experienced than El Neni, then yeah. If anything, I would keep Jorginho, move on. El Neni, he's had long enough now. He's been a good servant. And who knows, maybe we buy someone else, or maybe there's a Lokonga that could come back and maybe be in the background as well. So, yeah, I would give him another year. I think he's earned it.
Yeah. Gary, what do you think?
Yeah, no.
Jorginho, why not?
We shouldn't, like the Gundogan thing is a warning sign. Just give the men what they want, man. Just give the men what they want. He's doing everything you want from him. He's not going to play every game. That's fine, and he's happy with that. Yeah. I was looking at his, I think we were talking whenever it was the last time, and looked at the number of he doesn't play, and he plays at least 7 to 8 days between games. We win all of them. So if he plays against Sheffield United, which I expect him to, he'll be ready for Porto. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think is going to happen, if anything. But we need him to play against Porto if we want to just control it, because we think they're going to come and do what they usually do. And if we have Rice and Jorginho there, yeah, then it's not going to happen, right? It's not happening. So I think that's what we're going to do there. Yeah, he deserves to stay. And as you said, El Neni's going to go out. And if we bring in a young player, if that's Salmi Lokonga, cool. I don't know if he's there yet, but he might need some more seasoning. But yeah, no, having Jorginho and Rice, and then if you're going to sell Partey and make some money, cool.
Yeah. I think in terms of the evolution of the squad, we have a player in Jorginho who has experience. He can take the sting out of games. He's actually a very good vertical passer of the game, and he is a perfect squad player who understands his role and accepts that he'll play probably half the games in a season, 30 out of 60 in a season.
And he's been there in the Champions League, right? That always helps. He's been there.
Been there, and we're probably going to need him for the bigger games, especially as someone referenced all of the away games that we've got to play in the Premier League. They're going to be like cup finals. Alonso, what do you think? Jorginho is kind of a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, he's very talented at what he does. I think he calms the squad down. I think he's a good leader to have. I think that he also has a great range of passing. I think we saw a very good pass to Saka, which led to the Chisholm goal, I think. So he has a good pace on the ball as well, and has good distance. So I think he's hard. Well, on one of Martinelli's goals against, I think it was against Liverpool. But yeah,
he played the pass for Martinelli to square the ball for Havertz there last Saturday as well.
Okay, yeah. So he still has some left in the tank. Like I'm sure Gary and Stan had said that he has a lot of experience as well, with playing Champions League and of course Premier League as well. So he's been there, done that, and I think we need a kind of guy like that on the team because he adds that, and he's still very good as well as a deep line midfielder. And the guys like him. I think Arteta likes him a lot as well, and the squad likes him a lot. They looks up to him. So yeah, I mean it's kind of unique in the sense that we don't need Partey as much. And Jorginho, when he was on the bench, he didn't say a word. He just put his head down and continued to train. And he's more like a teacher as well. Like Rice had said, he was always someone he looked up to in the league and tried to learn from. And it's kind of cool to have that kind of mentorship there as well. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind him staying at all. And like Onindi, I think he's getting his badges. And he likes Arsenal, so hopefully he'll stay on the team in some kind of capacity after his career is done.
Yeah, we could see Jorginho going into coaching and managing as well in the future. And
he seems like the sort of guy that at some point he will go back to his home country and play for that team. That team that he probably started.
Right. And then maybe go into coaching management as well.
When he's 34, he'll go to his home country and take it easy for about 3 years.
And he's been featured in that new TV show as well that you see in England. Only we've seen some clips of it on Prime, I think it was. But footballers being married.
Think about it. I was going to say also on top of that. It sounds like Partey will be part of the squad on Monday. So, I mean, talking
allegedly.
about this is well, no, Arteta said it. So,
allegedly,
Arteta said it. It's true, right? He doesn't usually lie about players, and when
he doesn't. You can't. It's not lies, and it's not true.
He never says he'll be part of the squad.
It's misdirection, right, Lee?
Misdirection. I hope you're right, Gary.
Look at this hand.
I think we should have a little discussion about that just at the end here as well. Think about it, if Partey comes back into the team, could it help us or could it hinder us? We won't go there yet, but I'll ask that question a little bit later. Lawrence, Jorginho, thanks really for being with us this long.
Cheers, really.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of them ones I'm not sure whether we keep him or not because he's got his good things and his bad things,
Mm-hmm.
He's a good influence on the team and he loves the club. But, there have been incidents where he's given away, poor passes.
When was
like the one against Tottenham?
Yeah, that was early in the season. Since then, when have you said, "Damn"? Or
well, when he came on the other week against Porto, in 5 minutes he gave the ball away 3 times. Yes, he slows the play down. Yes, he can play along Rice.
Big game player.
I just don't know. I just don't know. I mean, how old is he? 32, 33?
32.
32.
He's kind of in that same realm as a Casemiro, isn't he? He they're not as much, or a Fabinho. they're not as mobile as they are. So you're going to have to put them in the team with other players around them that can help them when needed. But you can't, especially for the young team that we have. Someone like his experience is so valuable. And I was skeptical when we bought him.
Yeah.
No, not another Chelsea guy, but he's.
Yeah.
I think he's earned it with me. And yeah, he is going to have. He is going to maybe turn the ball over now and then, but he's a winner.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
kind of in that El Neni area, but he is a little bit better. So it's an upgrade, isn't he? He's an upgrade on El Neni for me.
And we control games a lot more. Yeah, and we control games a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, if we get rid of Partey, I see him as the potential replacement. But it depends what
about that
Arteta and Edu do in the summer. Whether they bring someone else in or not.
All right, Tony, Jorginho.
I was automatically go for Jorginho, but considering his age, being 32, it makes you question it. It makes you feel like you need to go out there and get a guy that's 27 or 28 to be in that role. But what I'm curious of is if he has one of those contracts where we can just trigger an extra year. If you could trigger an extra year, I'd keep him. I'm not sure if they would keep him for 2 years.
I think the talk is 2 years, maybe to give him security for one more year, and then Arsenal would get something out of it. One more season, then he moves on.
Partey's gone, right? Partey's going to go. Jorginho's not going to replace him. If Partey goes, someone else
going to go
to take that space. Someone else will come in. Someone comes in first. Whether it's a Zubimendi or a Douglas Luiz, and then he goes, we still have Jorginho, but then we still would have to promote someone from the academy or give Lokonga another go or still buy someone. We'd still be short one. Jorginho keeps his kind of place, right? If that makes any sense. He doesn't move up into Partey's place.
I think, Stan, we used to call it the shitbag six, right? But now we can not, maybe they're not shitbags, but they would be the 4 or 5 players that are at the least wanted or required at the club. They get moved on and we upgrade them with better quality players. I'm talking about El Neni, Cedric, and Kedia, and maybe Reece Nelson as well. Because Ornstein has talked about Arsenal getting a striker, a winger, a midfielder, and a defender in summer.
We don't need a.
I didn't do it.
We got Jesus. We got.
I'm just saying what Ornstein has reported.
We've been rumored to get one for 3 fucking years now. They're gonna pay out last for Rafinha.
They're looking for a striker, a winger, a midfielder, and a defender.
And to honestly answer your question, Ray, it's a better deal than the other 2-year deal that we're doing or done 2-3 weeks ago, depending who you listen to.
Yeah.
2 years for Tomiyasu, it's a fucking gamble. And at this stage, we can't gamble.
Tomiyasu with the injuries, exactly. It is, Gary, it's a little bit worrying that the club will reward and extend the contracts to players who have questionable injury records. Tomiyasu is great when he's in the team. But you have to ask the question. How many games is he going to play a season?
That's why you have to be able to rotate and have a squad that you can depend on, like we have this season with our fullbacks, right? We've rotated every one of them has been in and out of the game, right? White's probably been the most consistent one in the lineup.
Yeah.
So that's what you're gonna do if you're not gonna go out there and get the best, most reliable one. You make sure you get players that you trust. This is the whole point of, for me, the trust and confidence you have to have in your squad, because you should we'll just switch our fullbacks, right? No problem. Whatever game, we'll just switch them.
It's good.
We don't do that anywhere else except on the pitch. Think about where we do that on the pitch. Trossard is one player that should
Maybe
be able
left
to
left wing, maybe.
Trossard can come in at any time, and we're not seeing the drop there, right? Jorginho just comes on because we need to solidify, but like switching in and out of the lineup, I think it's either Trossard or those fullbacks. That's it. That's all we got in our squad right now in terms of players that can play in any situation. Doesn't matter, right? We're not switching a goalkeeper. We're not switching in the middle, really, unless there's injuries, right?
Yeah.
If Jesus is healthy, I think he plays, right?
Yeah.
Abbott sits, right?
Don't say that in front of me, Gary.
That leads into the last.
I'm just
one
telling you
that I
what it's been. Arteta doesn't play the hot man. I was upset with you the same way. Like what?
Don't say that
what
in
are we
front of me,
doing here?
Gary.
No, but I mean, Trossard, I think it should be playing.
That was slip,
Like,
young man.
Trossard playing means that Saka sits.
I'll
Then
take you outside,
that.
give you a good switching.
So
Yeah,
I
I'll
say
take you out onto the cobbles.
Yeah, I think that's what should happen. Though I think Trossard should play, and Saka should sit once in a while. Now, at the end of the season, people are going to say, no, you can't do that. But do you guys think our starting 11 will play all of the next 13, 14, or 15 games that we might have to play? I don't think so, right? So we're going to have to rotate. And I mean in positions that we're not expecting to, right?
I don't get it, Gary. You say we rotate, then you say keep the same players because they get.
You didn't. It was a question. You're not listening to me. The question was, do you see us playing the same 11 for the whole season? I don't. Listen to the question.
Only off the top rope.
Tony off the top rope and he slipped.
I did a moonsault.
You're like, why did you get up there? The guy's already out.
Gordon Bennett.
The guy's knocked out on the floor, and he jumps on the top rope. You slip, you fall off, and you lost your head. No, just put on
Who wants the last number?
Tony does.
Oh, can I? I'll pick it. Can I have number? Can I have number? Ray. Can I have number 12?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Can I roll my 7 dice for?
Yeah. Go for it.
It's
Jesus.
The strippers that have blown on that dice.
This is where the Champions League draw will be coming from here next Thursday.
You got it, Tony? You help figure it out. You got it?
Tony Ferdinand has drawn number
4.
4 again? This is how many times you gonna call 4?
You playing golf, Tony?
4.
3.
All right. What's the question?
Tony, there's only one number left. You haven't actually got a choice, mate.
Ready?
There's literally one number left. You can't choose.
Lawrence has it here, and it is.
In fact, you just got the question.
Lawrence, it is.
Yeah.
Gabriel Jesus injury could become a happy accident.
It's already been a happy accident 2 years earned, right?
Is your name Lawrence?
Lawrence,
This is
again,
for
you
Lawrence.
Lawrence, this is what you asked for. This is what you get as a package
You
deal.
literally threw
It always
Your
comes
name,
like
Lawrence,
this every
Tony.
time. Every time you open it up, it looks just like this in the inside. This is it. Is it like it's the same stuff that comes out every time you buy it.
Number
Tony
4.
is
Okay.
Tony is not.
Thursday Night Forum has been brought to you by the number 4 tonight.
Number 4.
Yeah. Is Gabriel Jesus?
Jesus is continuing.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because we prove we can score goals without him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we can spread the goals around.
We've been playing well.
I mean,
so
yeah.
No need to rush him back.
No, as I said, like let's get him fully fit. You know.
Does Jesus coming in, does Jesus coming in make it look different? Make us less fluid in attack?
When he holds up a ball at midfield, yes, Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anything else, Lawrence, on that one? We'll pass it
No,
over
no,
to
no. That's it. Yeah, you can
Tony.
pass it on to Tony.
Tony. You've got the
He-
perfect pass, Tony. You better shoot and score.
It's definitely
it right
no.
into your
You
feet.
don't play. You don't play Jesus. He's another one that struggles for 20 plus games. You seen what happened last year. Trossard came in. What happened to team goals? It went up to 4, 5, 6 goals a game.
Yeah.
What's happened this year? Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
2 years in a row. I don't think it's a coincidence. Do you, Ray?
No, and you and I are probably fearful of the same thing happening again, that Arteta would bring Jesus back into the lineup.
There's no doubt in my mind that he's coming back. The first week he's healthy, but make me scream, really loud, because it's stupid. You see what works on the field.
Like Cameron on Ferris Bueller.
Yeah,
That's like
record that.
that's a Aubameyang.
Send it to me.
Who leaves? Then you have Smith Rowe playing great. Then he gets benched for no freaking reason, and you don't see him again the rest of the season. You go with what you know that works. It's not hard.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, but Premier League isn't changing that much year to year. No drastic changes there.
Tony likes 4 because we beat Newcastle by that score, and we're looking for a 4-0 scoreline, right, Tony?
Yeah, we want to see Arsenal lose to do it. I'm kind of disappointed he doesn't show up for the 5 or 6 nil games.
He's got a busy schedule, Tony. You know what I'm saying? He's a busy
All
man.
right, you know, there's also Sean Dyche. You know, he's been pretty quiet as well this time of year.
Also, Vince McMahon has disappeared as well.
Fucking hell.
Man, you're starting to miss a lot of people, Tony. Gary.
Yes, sir.
The Gabriel Jesus happy accident, if he continues to be, unavailable for games, is a good thing.
Yes and no. Because
Mhm.
yes, we are playing well, but at some point, like the problem isn't. The problem is for me is Arteta needs to rotate him in when it's needed, as opposed to just bring him in because guess what, he was penciled in number 1 to start the season. Like there's got to be some sort of rotation, or else then you see what I believe will be some sort of like dip in form, and then you're like, how in the world do we get this back? Right? Arteta doesn't work that way. Like I like to feel like our players coming in out of the lineup because of their form, not because of injuries and suspensions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is what we've been doing. So it should be, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And then what you see in practice is the reason why players come in and out of the lineup. But we don't see that. We just see like somebody's healthy, they play. So that's my thing. That's why I always want rotation, so it's easy. But I'll just tell you what I see. We see Arteta just bring players in because they're healthy, not because they're just part of a rotation and they
Not because they're
come in and they
playing well.
play, right?
Yeah.
Like we've seen Emil Smith Rowe get played in, seems to be getting more and more minutes, right? Getting back into form, hopefully.
Yeah.
At some point he'll start, hopefully, if that keeps up. But Arteta, I don't know if he'll ever get to that point. Because Emil Smith Rowe should start games for
I don't
us,
know
right?
if he's going to start it. Do you think he's going to start a game? Do you think we would risk?
We
you
already
think you
did
would
it,
risk
right?
Emil Smith Rowe to start a game?
We already
He has
did
to be
that.
healthy enough to start, but if he's not, then yeah.
We already started him a game, right?
No, but I mean, since
What
he's
game?
been injured and come back, though, right? When did he start a game since he's been injured and come back?
He did start
Just
again,
like
didn't
What was
He
the
just
last game he
started.
started, Tony?
it was like
He
2
did
or
start
3
again.
weeks ago.
he? He did start a game.
Did he start a game?
Did
Yeah,
he
he
start
started
the
the
Liverpool game? Oh, he started the Liverpool game?
He started on the
Because
left,
he
didn't
got.
I actually think Tony's right.
He had Smith Rowe at the 8. Then the
Yeah.
following week you had Jorginho, or maybe the previous week it
Right.
was Jorginho. But you've seen how much better that position works with those two than it does Kai. Kai is not an 8. Don't put him there.
Yeah, look, I think you're right. I'm just checking which game it was at. The West Ham game? Maybe. Anyway.
What was
I
it?
don't know. I'm bad remembering games to game.
Stan, happy accident. Jesus injury. You like a happy accident, Stan?
I do like a happy accident, but you know, FIFA, right? The game, right? It's supposed to be like the truest representation of football, the most realistic thing. But when it comes to Gabriel Jesus, it's actually the most unrealistic thing because in FIFA, that guy scores from anywhere. He's prolific. Prolific. I have him playing up front with Mbappe. Can get him up to a 90 really quick. And he's a very curious player for me because if you look at him when he was at Man City, he was brought in to be a striker, but obviously he was in the shadow a little bit of Sergio Aguero, who was excellent. But then when they got rid of Sergio Aguero, I always thought that it was going to be the heir apparent he would step into that role, but Pep didn't trust him with it. And when I was talking earlier, and Gary alluded to as well about, you know, why do we have to buy players which are experiments, players that we've got to sort of like work with and cajole and gamble? I would say that Gabriel Jesus kind of falls into that pattern, into that box, because I think one of the reasons that he left Man City was that he didn't want to play in the wing and he didn't want to be a second striker. That, you know, he thought that he had maybe enough about him to step in after Aguero, and we've given him that chance, and we very rarely see him play in the wing because I suppose there were maybe assurances were made, but is he doing what we, you know, what when we bought him, what we want him to do? Really, I think the jury's still out. As much as I like him, and I think that we could still go out and spend money and bring a striker in. And for me, as we're talking about strikers, I'm quite liking Ollie Watkins at the moment. If we're looking at strikers for within the league for goals and assists and the way that he's playing at Villa, but if we did bring in another striker, I still think that there could still be a place for Jesus to play in other positions. And if we do buy another striker, they can't play every game anyway, so he will get minutes. So it doesn't mean that his career is finished at Arsenal, but we should not, maybe we shouldn't be saying that he is the main man. He has to be the striker. And if he's fit, he has to be the one to start if he's fit. He shouldn't be guaranteed that if he's not returning it.
Yeah.
Because he does have qualities. He does bring a lot of qualities, doesn't he? He does. You know, I think of when he was in the midfield and he won the ball, he turned and he released the ball, and there was Martinelli to get onto it and score that wonderful goal. But the work there was done by Gabriel, wasn't it? The work that he done there to set that all up, that was him being quite industrious. So there is a place for him, but he is not the fulcrum. He should not be the point by arrow and the one that, you know, he's injured. And as soon as he's back, he goes straight back into the team. It shouldn't work like that with him.
No.
To earn his way back in from the bench.
Yeah. And I think we have worked him back in slowly into the team. But
Mr. Pro, he started against Nottingham Forest, right? Yeah. So I mean that's a while ago, right?
Yeah. Right. Well, yeah, it was a month ago, and he's gotten a few appearances since then. That would tell me he's probably had a couple of stop-start things going on in the last 5 or 6 weeks in terms of a niggle or building his fitness up. But yeah, Gary, there's no reason to think that he could not start a game. Probably, I did dismiss it a few minutes ago, but it's possible he could start a game in the next 12 to 15 games, especially in Champions League. Anything else about Gabriel Jesus? I think we're going to be in the market for a striker, but we have to be careful about identifying the right striker.
I don't think we're going to get a striker because I don't think one exists that we can afford, and that will I'd rather get our squad better than try and get a striker that's going to kill any budget we have to get stronger.
Well, Ollie Watkins wouldn't, as Stan said, would not be a lot, right?
Well, they're saying that Aston Villa have been told that because of the Jack Grealish money, where they got 100 million for Jack Grealish, that covered them for 3 seasons in the wheelings and dealings. But they're not covered from that as of the 30th of June. So in order for them to buy players, they have to sell. So there's been, could be clickbait, but there's stories saying that, you know, Ollie Watkins and Douglas Luiz for 175 million as a two from Villa. But also,
And we
I've
were
been
interested in Douglas
I've
Luiz.
been reading that Man City could be looking at Luiz because he started there, didn't he?
Yes.
And
that's
feels
why-
that he really improved.
That's why Arteta was interested in Douglas Luiz last summer. momentarily.
175 for those 2 players. Like how much?
175
For 2 of them,
or 75?
175 million.
75.
Yeah.
They're worth probably 75, the 2 of them together. You know?
Wait, who's worth 100?
Douglas Luiz, I reckon.
He's worth as much as Rice.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Is he better than Rice?
I mean,
Look at his
we
goals.
know-
Look at his goals. Look at his goal involvement.
he does score. He does score goals.
No, but is he worth more than Rice? I mean, Rodri doesn't score lots of goals, but I think
No,
people
but
would say
but that's what Villa value him at. And I
Yeah.
was reading value him as a world class player. So they'd be looking. I'm just saying, not what I think, but that's how I was reading the article.
because I mean,
If it's even true.
I think City would have spent a lot more on Paqueta than they would on either one of those 2 players, right?
So we have a
But
situation.
Villa are gonna have to sell if they want to buy, just because of the way that they've been spending, and that Jack Grealish money covered them for a while, and that's done.
Right.
I like Ollie Watkins
Are you acknowledging me, Ray?
Yes.
more than Tony.
Yes.
Do you think they made a major mistake with this new form of fair play? Because you have virtually every club in the league being strapped, only being able to make like one decent signing because it's
Who made a mistake? The Premier League? Is that what you're saying?
or FA, whoever came up with this new system.
What system? The FFP?
Yeah.
But here's a question: are the teams' businesses running in the negative?
What, Arsenal's
Like-
or teams in general?
Like every league, every team except for that team, right? They're
I
all-
think it's a mechanism to allow you to shop within your means.
No, I'm just
right?
saying they're just trying to keep it from teams.
I think
I
they're
just
trying
think
to
teams
keep
are
teams from
they're
administration.
they're playing in the red a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, they're trying
Right.
to keep teams from administration. We've seen a couple of clubs in the lower echelons go out of
But
business, right?
But
Like
what
for
seems
me,
weird
for me, think about it. We spent money where it's not worked out, and we've gone cheap every time we did it. Like Lakanga, Nunez, for me, Vieira, players that you
Teabag.
spent money on. Yeah, you spent money on players that have not returned their return on
first
investment
season.
hasn't been good.
Yeah.
That's
No, but-
why UEFA is watching us because
No.
they're
No, if
doing-
you can identify Timber, and then you look in that around that same time, and you say, "Oh, how did they pick a Vieira?" And you're like, the 2 don't like. To me, like the scouting doesn't make sense, right? Because Timber for 40 seems like easy. Vieira for 30 is like, what? Doesn't make
35.
any sense, right?
35.
Yeah, it was
It's
closer.
not. You know what? And
They were
like,
closer in
we
price,
haven't.
but yeah.
No, but we haven't even seen
Well,
like when he's been healthy. What have you seen from Vieira where you went, yes, that's like I
He's
saw
had
a lot.
flashes.
I saw a lot from
Gary.
Timber. I saw a lot. No flashes. What did we see from Timber in the preseason in that first game that we went, no, this is bad.
A lot.
You saw-
Yeah,
you saw
no.
bad?
well,
No,
you
I thought you were
no,
going to say the positive. Hold on.
No.
You're right.
No, Timber for me looked perfect every time we saw
Yeah,
him play
but-
preseason
Have you not seen
until he
enough
got hurt,
of it?
right?
No, come on, man.
No,
Don't provide
But-
Vieira, we've not
but-
even been able to see it when he has been healthy.
but
None of it's been like, yes, that's the player that I think that we went out there to get.
if you remember, before we got Vieira, we were linked with Tielemans, and all the gossip was that Tielemans was going to come and join us. Then out of the blue, Arteta signs Vieira, who none of us have ever heard of before.
Yeah.
No.
Tony's trying to get back to the
but
mic.
my point for that is
Elements.
Vieira has not, for me, answered any questions. Right?
Not consistently, Gary, but he is
he hasn't answered any. Like, there's nothing I've seen for Vieira where I go, yes, when he's healthy, we'll be okay.
I love that zoom on Tony's camera.
Right?
I just love.
Like, I haven't seen any of that. So that's what, like, we've seen questions being answered for most of the, expensive. This guy's just.
Mr. Bond.
Hey.
Like I said, I think we talk about like spending right, but I think we've taken risks where we haven't needed to, and it has never worked out for us because we don't have the system in place where we can bring in like a Lakanga and it work out. Like Lakanga needed to come in and play, and that wasn't going to happen when we saw him play. Right. Same thing with, like, for me, to some degree, the same thing with Kai Havertz. He needed to be able to play right away for the amount of resources that we put into him, and it didn't happen. So we had to just play through it all, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like whereas Trossard and Jorginho, since they've been here, have been fine every time, and Arteta's one reason why they have not played.
Inconsistent for me, man. I love Trossard, but he's inconsistent. He is.
No, I think he's inconsistent. He's not playing.
He's so
when he comes in and out of the lineup.
There's no consistency.
But he comes in and out of the lineup.
He should be able to be. He should be one of the first names you put on the team sheet. But because of his inconsistency, he's just so. I like
he's
him.
So good on the ball, Stan.
Yeah,
he's technically very good on the ball.
Qualities, but
he's got
sometimes
quality.
for me there is other. You know what I mean? There's sometimes then it's just like, where are ya? Come
on.
He's
not lashing him into the net, but he's got quality.
He's not oozling it. I'm not saying he's oozling it at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got that quality. He's not going to give you 15 goals a season, but actually he's pretty close to it this season, 7 or 8.
I mean, he gave us 20 goal. He had 20 goal contributions last year, combined with Brighton and Arsenal. So he had it in him last season.
And Gary, he's second probably in that list that you quoted earlier. He's probably second in that list now.
Second is Erdogan. He's
third or fourth.
He's got 8, so he's 2 goals. He's at 8, tied with Martinelli and Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine if he had twice with starts, right?
And you know what? He doesn't like Havertz has. Let's see. Havertz has.
I agree, Tony.
Havertz has 600 more minutes than he does, and he has the same number of goal contributions.
All right. Lawrence says called it a night, so thanks for being with us, Lawrence.
All right, Lawrence.
The internet settled down for him for a while there, but it's breaking up too much.
No, but think about it. Trossard has the same goal contributions as Havertz, with 2/3 of the minutes, right? He's so.
What we're saying here is
Havertz has 50% more minutes than him, and he's got more. And we're saying that he's inconsistent. Right, we're saying that he's inconsistent, and he's got 2/3 of what Havertz had. So, that's like saying Saka is struggling this season, right?
It's the eye test,
got
right?
20 goal contributions, and he's been struggling this season. It looks like he's struggling, but guess what? He's getting at least the goal. We always talk about all right. If you show me something, like for me, if Zinchenko's on the field, then I should be seeing goals, right? These guys are struggling, but they're still getting goal contributions, right?
Yeah. Let's go back to Fabio Vieira, Gary. I want to ask you one question and go around here. Would you persevere with Fabio Vieira for another season?
Me?
Because he might have needed this season. He might need this season to bed in, get used to the way of life, all that good stuff.
Is this his first season?
Yeah.
No.
Second season.
Well, he's had 1.5. He's at 1.5.
All right. There goes my argument then.
Second season with the team, right? And we're still waiting to find out what we got.
Okay.
Like, No, we don't. Like Stan said, we don't have time to be waiting for people to catch up. Right? Like right now, we're all saying Partey gone, but Partey is the best 6 we got when he's healthy, right? But he's not giving us what we
Is
need.
he? I thought Rice was better.
When Partey is healthy, he's our best number 6. When Partey is healthy, he is our box to box, whatever you will call it.
It's like Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. We don't have to have that conversation anymore because they complement each other.
Yeah.
Partey and Rice will give you something similar, but in different ways, right?
Like Partey on the half turn we would be killing teams with Partey on the half turn.
Yeah.
Because Rice doesn't do it. He's not.
But as in Chico and Tomiyasu and all those guys, they give you less than 20 games.
And what was the point of that comment? Why would you bring that up?
Availability.
But the point is, Partey's not gonna be there half the fucking time, Gary.
Availability, I think.
But Fabio Vieira is the same thing, and I'm saying get rid of him, and you guys want to keep him for some reason.
I want to sell him because
I don't think we're going to move him on after 2 seasons.
Tony, why are you fighting with me? I'm with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Last season, right?
Last season,
Fabio Vieira last season had just in the league 28 matches. I don't know how many he started, probably a lot off the bench. 1 goal, 2 assists. And so far this season, he's had 8 matches and he's got the same tally, 1 goal, 2 assists. For me, with Teabag, I've got a soft spot for him. So I obviously, he's like my little my pet experiment. But he's got 1 more season for me. If he's not doing anything next season, then yeah, it's another dud, isn't it?
Yeah,
another dud. I'm really disappointed that we have not been able to bring in any of our academy players to get a look see. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like we've I just don't. I'm watching all these other teams being up. Like we say in our academy is that bad.
Contribute this season. He's back, right?
I mean,
he still contribute this season. We never know.
Right,
Didn't Liverpool just bring in a 16-year-old player? Right. So when people say, "Oh no, Nathan Wary can't play because he's 16," I'm like, these teams are doing this and winning games, but we can't bring in a player who looks consistent and solid when he's out there.
Yeah. Gary, don't you have to kick for tires to see what you have? I mean, you have to play them.
That's what I just said, Tony.
Maybe Klopp is being so gung ho because he's leaving.
Why can't we get our youngsters in? Yeah.
Here's what Klopp is doing.
Hold on. Maybe Klopp is being so gung ho playing all of these kids because he's got nothing. He's leaving. He has. If it all doesn't,
what he's doing.
He's got nothing to. But Mikel Arteta hasn't got that luxury. He's got to face the music if it doesn't go right.
He won't even play. He's not even playing the players he has to bring in. Think about it. He looked at the lineup against Porto and said, "I can't bring anybody in." He looked at his lineup in Porto and said, "Guess what? I don't have anybody in my team."
Gary does this to me as well. He could at least hear us out. You know what I mean? You could at least listen to us, Gary. You could at least hear us out.
Interesting to the viewers.
I know what we've been bringing has been really weak tonight, but you could at least listen to us before you shut us down, Gary. I think he stands right. Jurgen Klopp is bringing players into blood youngsters, so the next person coming will have players who have experienced the Premier League. But he's also doing it in a way where they're getting results. They're winning the FA Cup games. It's kind of infuriating. But like I said, Arsenal have to be Tony. Arsenal have to be there when Liverpool falter.
But for being 23 years old, is he good enough for age?
Fabio Vieira.
At 23, you used to be able to guess what they're going to be. And
I think Gary's on to something here. Yes, I thought it was his first season. It is his second season, and he has not produced enough in 2 seasons for us to think maybe 1 more season. But after that, if he doesn't start producing, then roll out. You know what I mean?
Did he come in the same season as Matanka?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I
So
don't
he came
think
in a year. He came in
What?
a year before Lakanga, or the year
Yeah.
after Lakanga?
Yeah, sure.
Year after.
So who's developing better right now, Gary? Vieira or Lakanga?
Lakanga, because he's playing, and Vieira's
Hmm.
not going to get to play for us.
Yeah. Is Lakanga good enough to come back to Arsenal based off of what he's doing at Luton? It's tough. It's a tough question.
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to
He doesn't.
tell because
He
you got to
looks
come to
better
Arsenal.
because he's playing, but is
Yeah.
he the answer to our question?
I don't know.
Where are you putting him at, Ray? One of the eights?
He's going to play in midfield. Yeah.
Is he eight
I mean, he
or
wouldn't be a
six?
six. Well, he's a six. He's probably a six.
Well, we signed him to be a six, but
Yeah.
Is
on
he
the
not playing
field,
at 6 for Luton, though? Is he?
he doesn't. He considers himself a six.
No, but is he
I
playing that
think
for
he's an
Luton?
eight. I don't know what he's playing. I can look.
The McChronicle is kind of right here, and we talked about this, Gary. If we break 25 million for Tavares and Lakanga together, then it'll be good business. McChronicle said, "Good evening, everyone," and no, Lakanga can now be sold for decent money. So take it.
I looked this up. He does play a 6, but he mainly plays a central midfielder. So he doesn't really play that defensive midfield. He plays more central, higher up the pitch. So the further away
We
from the
lost
pitch,
it.
he's better.
I think
he's
he
been
wasn't the
shining.
only reason why we lost at Old Trafford, but we lost at Old Trafford last season when he was in the team.
He's been shining.
So the question,
He has been shining.
Yeah, he's been
Hasn't he?
shining, but he's the Arsenal is shiny. Is the question.
That's what I'm saying. He has been shining, but I was about to say as well, it's about the environment. I mean, you look at a player, and I used the example of Willian. He just did not work at Arsenal, and you would think that Arsenal and Fulham would be, a more high caliber club. But for whatever reason, Willian finds the environment at Fulham suits him, and he's thriving there. And it could be the same for Lokonga. Maybe Arsenal was too big for him, expectation-wise. Some of the players that he was battling against to get into the team, he has to battle against a Thomas Partey at that time. At the team he's at now, maybe he has an easier road into the team. He feels more settled. He doesn't have that. Do you know what I'm getting at? He's getting a run of games.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a better environment for him, but he is shining. He's looking good.
There is a season next season where we're not going to ask Declan Rice to play 60 games a season, where somebody will have to come in and partner Jorginho.
what imaginary world's that in, right?
It's an imaginary world, but we have to do it. You can't ask Declan Rice to play 60 games and not the cup games that are of lower significance. You need hungry squad players to come in and do it.
You can't ask Saka to play 3,300 minutes. You can't ask Gabriel to play 4,000 minutes, but Arteta did it, and he's going to continue to do it.
Yeah, and I hope as he matures and fourth and fifth season coming up that he will learn to do those things. We're gonna wind this up pretty soon, Alonso. Gary, Dan, Tony. One or two other things. Is Partey coming into the team going to be a good thing for the team, or
no?
Will it upset the balance in midfield?
Upset the apple cart, right?
Upset the apple cart. Okay.
No, he's a quality player. He's always going to be able to add something. For me, the question is just like, how long is he going to be available for? That's it.
If we get him till the end of the season and he plays and he's an attractive commodity for Saudi Arabia or whatever, we get some decent amount of money for him to go to Saudi Arabia if that's possible. And Gary, I think that's the best case scenario. We get a tune out of Partey. He leaves in the summer. Hopefully, we pick up some silverware and we get some money for him.
But I want him to come back and be able to play out like the last 10 games of the season. Like
it would be a pizzy.
Be it from the bench or once in a while as starter, because he is good enough to start for us.
It would be a pity.
So if he's healthy enough to play, he can start for us. No problem.
Right.
Because Jorginho cannot think about this. If you had Partey and Jorginho, right, you could start one of them next to Rice
Yep.
to the season. If they're
Yep.
healthy, right? Because you're gonna pull. They don't have to play the full game, right? Because right now Jorginho would most likely usually has to play the full game, but if you're Partey, he doesn't.
Less is definitely more with Thomas Partey says Tanner.
You can definitely get more out of him if he doesn't like. I don't need him to start every game, but having him available to us as an option, I think would be perfect, right? Because Rice has a bad game, you can bring in a Partey who's healthy, and you're like, okay, we're fine, right?
Yeah,
Or Rice, if you want to push him up the field, you can do that and bring Partey in, kind of thing. So you've got options.
We know March is going to be kind of light with 3 or 4 games here, and we know April is going to be heavy. So we may need a Thomas Partey come April for the run in.
But in 40 minutes, it's March for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Does he really have time to groove back into a team?
You don't need to do that with a senior player. What are you talking about?
Is he an upgrade over Jorginho?
We still have a third of the season
I'm not
to go.
saying he's an upgrade on Jorginho. I'm saying he's better at what he does than Jorginho does, right? They both bring different things to that midfield.
Yeah, and as Tanner said, he certainly makes the squad better, and he's gonna boost us to a 14 or 15 player team. From a depth perspective.
I'll ask Stan this one.
Why? I don't know. I'm going to answer for Stan. What do you mean?
You're answering for Stan?
Let me do it, Tony. Answer for Stan.
As well, Tony. As of now, Tanner would bring him off the bench 60, 65.
Can I answer for Stan?
Sounded like Nicholas Jackson there.
Nicholas.
Tony.
How was that? What the hell was that asking now?
Stan's little man, whatever that is, whoever that is.
It's the sixth member.
Steve Austin.
Sixth Beatle.
I thought you off, Tony.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what I was going to say.
You wanted to ask Stan something.
I know that.
About Thomas Partey. Of all of Arsenal's potential sixes, Partey is still the best at progressing the ball forward. So, yeah, he's as welcome as ever into the squad.
I was asked Stan this question because we've talked about it before. How many games from Thomas Partey have we got from a Thomas Partey that we bought or thought we were buying?
Probably 30 games.
I don't think that many, probably.
Less than 30%.
We got a lot of them last year, right?
Got a lot of good games out of him. He's had 2 24-game seasons. And a lot of them have been pretty good, Tony, at a high standard and a high level for me. So, yeah. I don't know how many games he's played in his Arsenal career right now. That would be interesting to know, Tony. All right. We should wrap it up here, right?
Before we go, before we go, because it hasn't been mentioned in the show, the Rio Ferdinand comments.
Right. That's a good one to finish.
Mikel Arteta, would in a crazy world, if Man United offered Mikel Arteta the job, he would run to Man United. I mean, that is just laughable for me.
Ludicrous. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ludicrous. Following hot on the heels of but
Barcelona.
Bukayo Saka is not world class. Following hot on the heels of Bukayo Saka is not world class. And everybody's got a different take on what world class is. If Saka's not world class right now, he will be, and he's approaching that.
You can have world class moments, right? You can do something in a moment which is world class. It doesn't mean that you're going to play like that every week, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. And look, world class. Maybe it's a conversation for Sunday, the next podcast. We talk continuously. What is the criteria for world class? We don't, everybody's got a different take on it. But Rio Ferdinand, I'm
just say
sorry.
for me, the definition of world class for me will always be Dennis Bergkamp's goal against Newcastle. That's for me personally.
Yeah. Thierry Henry, where you lifted that ball up and volleyed it over Schmeichel Highbury, over his shoulder. Great goals. Maybe we could talk about great goals as well. I think we'll have a little bit of time between games to talk about such things. Have a little bit of banter as well with hats. Fun with hats and glasses.
How many of our you go to Anelka, Henry, were they world class at 22?
Anelka was good.
Yeah, but we still got rid of him.
Anelka was probably better than Thierry Henry at 22. Anelka was probably better than Thierry Henry at 22. But Thierry Henry developed. Thierry Henry developed into a better striker than Anelka did.
Is that why he went out the window so fast? Like Henry.
Thierry Henry had less distraction.
And Anelka was a prick.
Yeah,
Thierry Henry had less distractions and applied himself in a different way than Nicolas Anelka did.
Yeah, he put the ball in the net as well.
Talent, right? He still had the natural talent.
What I mean, if he'd have stayed at Arsenal, probably the best thing for Anelka would have been to stay at Arsenal. But the lure of Real Madrid was strong.
But then would we have got Henry?
I thought he was pretty good when he came back to the Premier League. I thought he was still.
He was a journeyman. He was a journeyman striker.
But back then, right? You look at it, right? He cost us. I think it was 500,000, and we sold him for. Yeah, exactly. And then we bought Thierry Henry for what was it, 11.4?
11.
So you think of it business-wise, that's a good transaction. Especially, we had change out of that deal, and we've bought in a player that actually became our top goal scorer of all time.
And I think we built London Colney on that stand as well, on that cash from Real Madrid. Yeah, we built the training ground.
I just think there's too much pressure on Saka.
That was an Arsene Wenger. That was a master stroke from Arsene Wenger. Get 22 million, spend half of it on your legendary striker of the future.
I've been saying this all along, though, that we don't need Saka, Martinelli, and Erdegaard to be at their peak now. Like, they can do that when they're 23, 24, 25. That's what we need, because when they're at that stage, then you would have a better squad around them.
We need them to peak this season, Gary.
Well, no, we don't. I don't want them to peak this season.
I want them to peak this season.
You want them to go downhill from here? No, they need to be better. They need to keep trending upwards. And right now, the only one that's doing that is Saka, right?
I want them to peak this season.
No, you don't want them to peak this season, Ray.
You want to win the league.
They don't need to peak this season to win the league.
You don't want your.
They don't.
Up against Liverpool and City, you do need.
They don't need to peak this season, because if you're saying peak this season, it gets worse. That means they start going downhill, and I don't think they're going to be there. They've got a lot more growth to go in the game. Like when we talk about Saka and they compare him with Salah, it's not even close right now, right?
Gary,
it's not close right now, right?
Liverpool won one title.
Question: is it close right now, Salah and Saka?
No.
So that's why I'm saying I don't want it. If he's peaking right now, he's peaking before he even gets close to the Salah talk.
You want him peaking when he's 27, 28. I
want him peaking earlier than that.
I want to win a league against City as soon as possible. I'm not willing to wait around. Liverpool did it once.
No, when you say peak, you don't mean peak.
I mean peak in this season. Within this season, they need to peak. Now, March and April and May is when you.
I don't want to peak, because that means they're never going to get better.
Don't you mean going up to a high position on your freaking roller coaster?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't like your wording, but I don't want to peak, because peak just means you stop.
I don't like your wording.
I want to peak.
If I said, Stan,
it's not peak, stopping, Gary. It's
peak,
peaking.
You go, Oh, so it's all downhill from here. You know,
No,
that's what it means
Gary.
when you say you peaked.
Gary, it's within this season. This is where you win trophies. March, April, and May. This is where you win. You get yourself into a position. You were in a position now, and we need to strike. You know what I mean? And that means Bukayo Saka is doing it now, Gary. Bukayo Saka scored 7 goals in 5 games, something like that. Martinelli needs to do it. Erdegaard
Tony.
needs to do it. Havertz.
Tony pimping that, man. Look at him pimping.
Anyway, I've had a good chat tonight with all of you fellas and Lawrence, and I think the talking points were long and varied and good, especially the goalkeeper. I thought that would be the weakest one, but that sparked a little bit of conversation. But it was good fun tonight. Stan, you look ready to speak.
Tony looks like he's just found out the shipment has it made it past customs. Heads are gonna roll.
I already got my package though.
He's wheeling, dealing there. Alonzo, give us your final words, Alonzo.
Yeah, I can't wait until Monday. I'm off on Monday, so I can watch the game. Looking forward to seeing Declan Rice cover for the back four, and I think our back four will look solid this year. So hopefully they'll keep a clean sheet. And unfortunately, I didn't get to defend why. I think Arsenal played back four and not a back three. And anyways,
what's going on?
I kind of see you guys, and good to see you, Ray, and Stan, Gary, and Comrade Tonsky.
Comrade Tonsky.
Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to. I may be on my podcast on Sunday. Anyways, looking forward to see you guys soon, and hopefully you guys have a good day on Monday and watch the game.
Cheers, Alonzo. I gotta go to Tony, and I'll go to Tony, and then give Gary the final say. Tony.
It was fun tonight.
Yes, it was.
Especially Lawrence's.
You got a fan there, Lawrence. Lawrence is a fan of yours.
I like how he laughs. He was so loud.
See, look, I got my package.
Oh,
see, Mr.
First thing Lawrence said tonight was, "Is Tony going to join us?"
That is just terrible. We can't bring Lawrence back on again.
Yeah.
And he laughs so loud that it hurts I can hear it in my earphones.
Got a 3-game ban, Lawrence. 3-game ban, Lawrence. Tony?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay. Gary, take us out of here.
Yes.
Thanks, Gary. Thanks.
It was a good night. I thank everybody for joining us. Ray, Stan, Tony,
Steve,
Alonzo, Lawrence, everybody in the chat. We'll see you guys next week. Now, we got an extra day to watch everybody, and hopefully we have a good weekend watching everybody drop points.
Yeah.
And then on Monday we do our thing. I mean, I think I was listening to people talking about, well, we play Monday night, it's going to be a struggle. Well, Saturday night was supposed to be a struggle as well, and you saw how we did. So I just feel like, you know what, we just need to keep playing football. It will be fine if we keep doing what we do. So
yeah,
come on, you Gunners, let's do it one more time. We'll do it one more time, 15 more times for the season. I'll take it.
Yeah, 10 more wins will get you to 28.
Well, no, I want us to play 15 to 16 more games, don't you?
Yeah, but if you get to 28 wins in this league,
I want us to play 15 to 16 more games, don't you?
I'm so tempted to keep this going, but I won't. I agree, Gary. Yes, I agree with you.
Why do I want to play 15 to 16 more games?
Champions League, because we get to the final and win it, right? Okay. I learned well. I don't expect Man United to upset City, but we'll see what happens. I do expect Forest to give Liverpool a decent game. Stan, thanks for being here. Alonso, Tony, Gary, thanks for being here. We're out of here. Come on, you Gunners. We'll see you on Sunday. No game till Monday. Take care. Good night, Tom.